Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, what's up, Bree? Thank you for stopping by. We are playing Minecraft today, and I'm solving a Rubik cube. Maybe eventually, sometime during the stream. Who knows? But for now, we're here with our boys.
Yo, was good.
Hey.
We honestly, we were just talking about like YouTube drama and like video essays and stuff. So, that's
Yeah.
what we're here for today, guys. Let's do it.
Yeah, that brings me to something I want to ask Hoku. I asked Dre this. I don't think we quite finished. I think we were pivoting. But do you feel like channels like CinemaSins, things like that just offer opinions on movies and shit, have ruined talking about those things in general, overall? Because I greatly dislike them because I was explaining to Dre before, is it feels like a lot of people, especially now, just watch content to hyperfixate over individuals and their opinions, and they don't really. It kind of poisons them a little bit. They're like,
all right. So today we're gonna be working on our. Yo, what? Oh, they got struck by lightning? Oh, that is so sick. Oh, what? What? Yo, oh my god. Hold on, wait, I gotta screenshot this. What? Oh, that's wild. Let me send that somewhere. I gotta send it to Discord real quick just to save it. That's so cool. Hold on. Oh, wrong button.
Self-inserting at some point into Ray, but Mary Sue has become such a cop-out word because of the internet and because people are just making the accusation of Mary Sue.
Yeah, everyone always uses the term Mary Sue now. It's annoying. Also, guys, check this out.
Yeah?
My pig pen, a fucking lightning bolt hit it.
Oh, you have a pigment in there?
Oh, dude, no. Look at my stream right now, or look at the gaming and duos chat on Discord. Look, this is fucking wild.
Oh my god.
It's an omen.
I don't know.
It's an omen. It's because you were a bit earlier.
So cursed.
Oh my god, Minecraft didn't like the Palestine bit, dude. Oh, dude. Oh. Oh, what do I do? Oh my god, they are gonna destroy.
That's the building. It's there.
Yeah. There's so much of them. What the fuck? Alright, we'll just. Don't they die like in the overworld?
No.
You have to slaughter them.
Oh, fuck.
You fucking
You just
monster.
hit one and make them go against the fence, and then just kill them that way.
You can do that too, yeah.
They're also tall. They're taller than the pigs, so you'll be fine. What were you saying? Okay.
Oh, that was it. I mean, like, unless there is like legitimate, even if there's legitimate use of the word Mary Sue, it's like because it's been overused and oversaturated, the word has no meaning to me anymore. When people say it in like, video essays, or even when they bring up the character.
Yeah, it's just like whether it be like people like Donkey, people like CinemaSins, just like that archetype of content creator.
Also, like, I feel like CinemaSins is responsible. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I feel like CinemaSins is responsible for a lot of the hate regarding the prequel trilogy, and now we're making a circle where people actually love how horrible the prequel trilogy is because the sequel trilogy is worse than the prequel trilogy.
Also, part of it is probably them actually watching it themselves. I feel like a lot of people will watch video essays or see clips of something
and just have an opinion about it.
Yeah, form their entire opinion based off of that, and then basically go about their day. Like,
yeah, my critique of CinemaSins is like I enjoyed watching them when I was like fucking younger and shit, you know, because I thought it was cool. It was funny, and oh fuck, oh shit, I got hit by
but
this
some of the
fucking
sins, he's very, very, very critical of those.
No,
those
yeah,
sins.
it's extremely nitpicky, and I get it. That's the bit. Like, no rational person should be fucking that nitpicky on a movie. But see, that's the thing. People don't understand the difference between a fucking bit and being an asshole.
It's like what is it when you go on TikTok and then like there's that new soundbite where it's just like girls discovering
it is an XP farm, Bree.
X. You know what I mean?
Discovering what? Sorry, I had the deaf and fast guy.
It's like the TikTok bit of like girls discovering new X, and then there's a guy who keeps
Oh
annoying
yeah,
all the X,
yeah.
and he's like on,
The one
like
that
on
he had the list of them.
yeah, he's on like ick like 450 at this time.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that's hilarious.
and like, okay, there's some great things about CinemaSins I like because he does recognize when the movie gets really good to the point where it just absolves itself of sins.
Yeah.
But I don't look at CinemaSins and think, oh, it's a legitimate review of a movie because he's taking great movies and great scenes and he's given them sins for no reason.
Yeah.
Also, when I talked about the prequel trilogy in CinemaSins, I didn't mean CinemaSins, I meant Red Letter Media.
Oh. Well, CinemaSins also had a hand in that. I remember watching the prequel trilogy of Star Wars for that, or not for that, but on the CinemaSins.
Yeah, but Red Letter Media, I feel like in the earlier internet days, because earlier internet is what caused Lucas to just sell like Lucasfilms.
Yeah.
And Red Letter Media had a big part in that, because they were just heavily critical of George Lucas and like his handle of the Star Wars franchise, which I get it. Like in the prequel trilogy, there's two major sins that I think is demystifying the Jedi and the Force.
Yeah.
And it's how it's in making it all about politics in the first couple, like in the first three, like in the entirety of the prequel trilogy.
Right.
Which politics is boring. So no one wants to pay attention to that. So when it seems like Palpatine is just getting power, it seems like it's badly written. It's not badly written. In fact, it's accurately written because watching politics makes me sleep.
Wait, what type? Like, oh no, I get it. I get what you mean.
There's a really good video out there, and it goes through all of the prequel trilogy, and then it goes through Clone Wars, and it's a great breakdown and following of like how exactly that like the Galactic Federation, what is it called? The Republic.
Yeah, the Republic
slowly turns into a dictatorship. That one had a really great lineup. It had really great reviews. A lot of the things that they brought up were legitimate things, and it had like a lot of legitimate writing, like critiques of the Clone Wars.
Right.
And I felt like that's a really good example of a video essay where it clearly and very discreetly like follows along the timeline, and it gets to the point where it's like, oh, okay, like it changes your perspective on it. It doesn't enforce your perspective on it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's a discussion. It's a dialogue of things. It's not like there to, what's the word? Trying to find some way to. Never mind. I think you put it the best.
Also, when it comes to media, I'm sorry, but it's easy to make people like have bad feelings about something. It's easier to make people have bad feelings than to make people feel good about media.
Of course.
Which is why I think that if you make a piece of media, or if you make a video essay and all you're doing is just tanking on the media, of course it's going to be bad because you put it into a bad light, and it's easier to indicate bad feelings than good feelings.
Yeah.
I find it more respectable that if you're able to make people appreciate a piece of media rather than just dunk on it. Because like, look at all the people who like the prequel trilogy now, right? I think that's like it. For me, when you look at early internet and people just like not liking the prequel trilogy, I'm always gonna bring this up because it's such a switch in culture, or such a switch in like perspective. I think it's like the best example of when like it switches up like this.
Yeah, I get what you mean from that. That switch up was pretty noticeable and kind about it, like especially in like cause sorry, I'm trying to think and whatever at the same time.
And like at a smaller scale too, you could also say that Percy Jackson went through the same thing.
Percy Jackson? I don't know. I'm not educated on Percy Jackson. I haven't watched it.
So Percy Jackson is kind of known to be like, how do you say it? It's kind of known to be like that the Gen Z kind of like book that like kids read it, and as they read it, like people were just really fascinated with it. It's like Harry Potter but Gen Z, in my opinion. And when the Percy Jackson, like the Lightning Thief movie, the first book movie came out,
Yeah.
people dunked on it. And when people dunked on the first movie, they ended up dunking on the entire series. Now that we've had time to get away from it and stuff like that, now that we have time to like distance ourselves from that era of bad book movies, people are looking at Percy Jackson and they're like, oh wait, this book series was actually good again.
All right, I see what you mean.
Like start off Percy Jackson, how the movies are weird or whatever.
The movies are weird, and then it ruined it kind of ruined the what do you call it? The
Like
momentum.
the discourse around the books or whatever.
Yeah,
Or
it kind of
not.
ruined the momentum around the books because
Yeah.
of the movies. But now that we're like making time away from the movies, there's a lot of book TikTokers that I watch now, and they're like, "Yeah, so I never read Percy Jackson."
Yeah, Bree, we built a lot. It's me and my cousin or my partner. So they're responsible for like the building of like houses and buildings, and they're also building this giant. They're gonna make a giant bonsai tree. I'm building this little lake, and I built that waterfall. I'm more of like the terraforming. It's not done. I need to fill it in with sand and gravel and plants and fish and whatnot. But right now, everything it's kind of in the shape I want right now.
And like,
Yeah.
okay, you know that scene in what is it, in Ratatouille, where like the food critic is like, I want perspective, give me some fresh perspective.
Yeah.
It wasn't until now that I finally realized what he meant by he wants perspective. He wants people to think for themselves rather than just look at what a critic thinks.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm like, I didn't feel that more until I started like watching these video essays and people forming opinions based on the video essays.
That's why I especially for games I want to buy or games or even movies I want to watch, I rarely ever look at reviews. Or like, I don't know. I think was it Angry Joe or IGN or something like that did does that series where it's like, oh, Starfield before you buy. You know what I'm talking about?
That's an independent guy.
It's a different someone else.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so I used to watch videos like that before I made the purchase because I felt like that like reinforced my decision. I don't know. Now I don't because I feel like I rather just go in there with limited standards, you know what I mean? And like enjoy the fucking game.
Yeah.
And sometimes that works out most of the time, but sometimes it doesn't work out like with Redfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't work out too much. I mean, I heard some of the reviews, but I still went in like, nah, it's fine. I was wrong.
So whenever a new game or medium comes out, I always look to critics who I have the same opinion with when it comes to games. Like, okay, you use Angry Joe as an example of like what you would not to look at, but I actually really enjoy Angry Joe and his opinions because I kind of have the same thoughts about games that Angry Joe does, or the same like preferences.
Right.
Like, he's big into strategy games. Therefore, whenever a strategy game goes out, I always wait for his review of the strategy game because I want to know what he thinks because we like the same things. I don't think critics should be like completely thrown out the window because they do have legitimate like things to say sometimes. If it's IGN, not really all the time. Because
side up,
IGN
we are by Spawn. You can find us if we go to Spawn.
Pokemon,
and Bree, I don't know. I just
for having too much water.
Look at pictures and I try to make it look natural as possible.
The main thing you have to look at a critique is you have to look at their previous critiques and then just make a judgment of whether or not it's something that you can feel is legitimate for your usage case.
Right. So it's kind of like when you're researching for like an essay or some shit.
Kind of, but but because it's a media that you absorb, right? It has to be a critic that you one enjoys to watch and one like agree with their points too, because not all critics will look at the same scenario and think it's bad or good.
Yeah.
Right.
One thing I would love to see from that journal, I would love to see a purely anonymous like critique site or critique channel where I feel like you could avoid the people that might be saying things just for the sake of validation.
Yeah, just for the clout.
Yeah, just for the validation. Because I feel that's my issue with a lot of big critics is I feel like a lot of them just say shit because they think about what their audience is going to think, and they may or may not want a certain reaction from your audience rather than it just being the raw perspective from that person. I would love to see a purely anonymous. This is what I think. This is my perspective on it. They could just put it there, shoot that shit out there, without any like the validation thing.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people do it. I feel like a lot of channels like Donkey will say shit specifically because people get mad and will go watch
No, yeah,
their
that's
shit.
exactly what they do, you know.
Yeah.
That like I'm not like because they do that not even just in like YouTube and stuff like we're talking about. They do that in all sorts of media and stuff. They've been doing it for years. That's just because at the end of the day, that's what makes the business survive is the amount of clicks you get, right?
Right.
Exactly. And that's one thing that just it bothers the fuck out of me. And I think that also would it wouldn't fix it, but at least help with the whole I'm gonna form my random opinion off of this thing I watched and then just like spout that. Because like if we're going back to games, Undertale and Death Stranding are probably some of the biggest examples of like because I'm not a hypocrite. I'm a victim of doing that same thing too, of just forming opinions of shit. I would clown or say a bunch of shit about those two games, and then I went and actually played them myself. Death Stranding's in top 5, actually top 3, and I really love Undertale. And having all the bullshit on the internet and all the echo chambers and all the random content creators doing this, doing that, seeing shit on Twitter makes it really difficult to enjoy shit sometimes.
Yeah.
Or even get into shit.
Well, because like then you get into like game communities and stuff, and like to be fair, a lot of the critiques that come from like that go into Undertale are not critiques of the game per se; they're critiques of the community.
Yeah, but that's things that I feel like I hate that too because it just turns into like fucking wars because of random bullshit. Because you could argue one community is gross, right? But like people in general are kind of weird, and any person you could be like, okay, that person, that community is weird. They're gonna be. I'd be like that person.
I've always sucked at terraforming,
right?
so it's nice to see that it almost comes naturally
in
to
any community that's just as weird as anybody.
You're just kind of like painting.
And
it's the only thing I know how to kind of do in
guys
Minecraft.
just fighting over,
Even then, I kind of suck. It's just about like
because it's just like.
See, the problem is like people.
It's
the problem is people try to make it too perfect, like I do. You're kind of supposed to make it just look kind of fucked up, if that makes sense.
And how that community consistently goes against the creator of that show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because that community is very vocal and very passionate about what they have, they also go against any critic that dares to even say anything critical when it could improve the media in the long run too.
Yeah,
it's another usage case it's another like case that you have with like say what is it, Last of Us 2, or even like I don't know if I want to say this.
What?
Go off.
Or even like Ruby from like Rooster Teeth.
Oh yeah.
Ruby has plenty of things to be legitimately angry about, right? Or like to be critical of, but the community is so much we're into positivity that it's toxic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I could see that.
Because I'm always in the camp of the criticism is there for legitimate reason, and unless you follow the criticisms, you will lose your audience, and you will lose your core audience.
No, yeah, exactly.
Because not even a core audience will stick around if the show doesn't change or improve.
No, I would disagree. I feel like there are a good majority of people, a good majority of shows do not improve or have the same issue, but still are followed to a fucking T.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna disagree with Brendan here, but I watched Boruto, so.
Yeah. Fucking Walking Dead.
That too. I don't watch that, but I understand. Okay.
There's tons of shit that people absolutely buy. No, at some point, once you become a cognito hazard to somebody, there isn't really too much you can do as a creator, artist, whatever, to get out of that person's mind unless you do something that like go against their whole moral basis. But even then, there's still a lot of people that don't care about that. Like for R. Kelly. right?
That's true. Yeah.
Like, yeah, like no, that doesn't matter. Yeah, sure. Like you can have. Well, no, what you do if you don't follow criticism is you should create another counterinsurgency of people that are still kind of fans of you, but they have something to talk about and they push it out there. You know what I mean? Like you don't lose them. The only way you lose them is whenever the person just like finds something you hyperfixate on or just loses interest.
That's true. Yeah.
Not because it's bad.
One sec. Yeah, Bree. So the best way to make your lake in Minecraft look natural is to just dig randomly and then just adjust from there. Because God works randomly when he's making lakes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Another example, Hoku. Have you ever played Yeek or Y2K?
No, I haven't.
Okay. It is. Oh, you might actually like it, ironically, but it is one of the worst fucking RPGs. Imagine if a Gamergate Redditor made an RPG. That's like Final Fantasy inspired, or Final Fantasy 7, essentially.
Wait, a Gamergate Redditor made an RPG.
Yes.
Hoku's so confused.
So just an RPG game that hates women.
So, not a like a violent. I'm going to profusely say I hate women, but you could tell that's like their subconscious view.
Oh,
No,
so
like
they're like a incel, or they watch incel content.
So it's like unironically intended against that. You know what I mean?
But in a more like caustic, like subtle way, not like a like like sometimes you just like like okay, I'm clocking you, I know you're inside, I know you're that. It's the I know that's the wrong thing to say, but I'm instead going to do the opposite, but deep down I feel that way. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Look at this game. It is one of the worst RPGs I've ever played. It is fucking funny as hell, but there's a lot of people that it was one of the most hyped up game. It's like, dude, I'm trying to think of a movie equivalent. Have you ever watched Movie 43?
No, I've not
Heard of it? So
No.
Movie 43 was this really awful comedy movie. It's amazing, ironically, but awful, seriously. That had a bunch of famous people on.
I always just try to build around a naturally formed lake or mountain, so I'm not really pressured into having it to terraform. Yeah, no, I prefer to do that too, Bree. Honestly, because I'm lazy. But like for specific builds, like even like the naturally generated lakes, like I feel like I can approve upon. Take the wheel. Yeah, you gotta let God take the wheel. Hey, I'm back. I'm back. Hey, what's up, DJ Nix? I'm solo. How are you?
Final Fantasy 7 is like the favorite game. They cried at Aerith, yada yada yada. That stinky archetype, like the brony, that type of shit, is basically an RPG game made by that type of person.
I'm really curious about this game. How much is this?
It's $20. I recommended it to you before.
Yeah, I know. But now I'm even more curious about it, and now I'm like thinking like, oh, this sounds.
Yeah, so I'm like, you gotta play it. Dude,
yeah, it sounds like I gotta play it. I'm curious.
And the thing is, there's some people that like the game ironically, but you would argue like, oh, you would like it goes against the argument is like if they don't follow criticisms, they will have a following or anything, right? But this person did the opposite. They doubled down on every single fucking thing that they were criticized on, and they still have unironic followers and ironic followers, and they made a ton of money from it.
I'm reading the reviews. So one of my favorite things to do on Steam is read the reviews and then sort it by funny.
Yeah.
So the second top review is this game is like Trail of Tears but for white people.
Yes, it is.
Persona 3, but written by a Redditor, which hurts so much because Persona 3 is one of my favorite games ever, and I can exactly see what they mean by that.
Yes.
This person says recommended. I like this game. Don't play it.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that's why I'm like that's why I recommend it to people who want like a good laugh or can do shit ironically, because it is a really fucking. It's a fantastic ironic game to play with friends. Oh, you have to play it. Either play it with friends or play it under influence. It is one of the hardest things to play sober ever.
This recommendation says this guy recommended. He said it's called Yik because by the end of it you would have said why roughly 2,000 times.
Yeah.
This one says recommended. I want a refund.
Dude.
I really want to play this game.
This one says Yik is the sleep paralysis demon of video games.
Dude, it is legitimately one of the worst games I've ever played.
This one says, today I'll reflect on my mom's job instead of the girl being kidnapped by space gods in front of me.
Yeah, so yeah, be careful of spoilers. Because people will do
Oh
that,
yeah, I'm
but
sure I'm worried about spoilers for this game.
It'll subvert your expectations in the most wild of ways. Like, I could tell you guys about a fucking scene in it, unless you want to be surprised yourself if you plan on playing it.
This one says recommended Omori adapted by Reddit.
We need to get Pudis to play this game.
Oh my god.
Dude, Pudis probably already knows about it.
Someone ask him. Someone tag him and ask him in chat. See what he says.
Yeah.
I'm fucking curious.
He probably knows about those games because it's just like it's in the realm of like the fucking irony poison bullshit. Because anybody that like I don't know, it's weird to explain. Like, you know how like there's like so much irony poison things where like the like I guess quote objective answer is like this is awful, but there's people that will be automatically flip around just because they feel like and be like, oh no, it's awesome, right?
Right.
It's like that. Like it's like Balan Wonderworld. Remember when that came out?
Yes.
I remember that game.
Hey, fuck, Dean. When did you get here?
Hey, Dean.
Hey, Dean. Did you work yesterday morning?
Yes, I did.
Did you guys know about that order for 85 bentos?
No, you fucks. We came in this morning. I opened the fridge because like I'm filling stuff up. I'm like, yo, why is there like stuff labeled 85 on it?
No, yeah, no, I didn't know about it. Fuck.
I was like, damn.
I mean, we cooked the eggs. You know, fuck. I mean, God bless us. You know what I mean? No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, but you fuckers. You know, I'm gonna text away, you fuck.
Okay, if you decide to get this game, I want to watch you play it.
Oh god.
I'll stream it for you, Brennan.
Please.
I just made a Kick account, so that'll be the first game I'll stream. How about that?
Oh, dude, I'm streaming this on YouTube and Twitch.
What game is that?
The looking up gaming and duels.
Let me see. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. I have it. If you're down, I could replay it. And I've only got up to chapter 3 because, like, I'm telling you, man, it's one of the worst games to play alone. Unless you're under the influence or something. It is one of the, like, oh my fucking god.
Here's the thing, I just got Star Ocean the remake, and I want to play that before I play a bad game.
Yeah. Play Peak before you play that.
Okay.
Oh, dude, Pudis said he never seen it before.
Interesting. Should have Pudis play it and then give his review in the chat.
Yeah, please. Someone recommend that.
Yeah.
I just really want to know what Pudis would say of it. Like, I know I call Pudis a Redditor ironically, but like you gotta admit,
I'm telling you, he's gonna fucking hate it unironically, but love it ironically.
Yeah,
he'll probably go to his favorite games ironically.
He's the type of person that would recommend it to fuckers and just be like, I hate this game, yeah, but like, yeah, you should totally play it.
Also, Dre, if you could look at the land bridge that I made in front, like,
by the house.
Yeah, I did some improvements to it, so it looks a little bit.
I thought it was nice before. Let me go look at it. Hold on. If you want to come up and look at this this lake I'm terraforming and this bridge, and I terraformed the waterfall. I'm still gonna make improvements on it, but I terraformed the lake, and Elijah's building like a gigantic tree and a bridge or whatever.
Dude, I did enjoy fighting Slade in Arkham Origins.
You didn't?
No, I did. I like that one.
He's like peaking the entire trilogy.
And that Bane fight was pretty badass too.
Oh, what's that? Wait a second. Were they gonna play the new Spider-Man? I want to play the new Spider-Man, to be honest. I was thinking about it, but I'm not sure. It depends. I guess maybe I'll wait. But I've been seeing so many clips of it, And it reminds me of when I used to play Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 2. I used to love that game when I was a kid. Oh my god, look at this. Okay. So he can't hear me right now. So this is between me and you guys, chat. I like his bridge, his line of bridge. Super nice. I like what he's doing with the place. Terraforming, or not terraforming, but like the bridge wise. Hold on, wait.
More natural.
All right, sorry, Hoko. I was deafened. I forgot I deafened. What were you saying?
Oh, I added like a little bit of a stone foundation, so it looks like a little bit more natural.
No, yeah, no, I like it. I like this. I don't know what it is about the deep slate and the cherry blossoms, but I think it's because the bark is so dark, but it looks super nice, dude.
Yeah. I eventually want to build this this section out here, and I want to like go all the way to the mountain over there, and then I'll bridge to like each individual part too after so many long, like we did over here.
That'd be pretty cool. Okay, Hoku. The only thing.
Yeah.
Only thing. This has been like I can't talk honestly because I fucking hate building houses and stuff. But like, I feel like you need to add something to your house there.
It needs lanterns. I want to add lanterns to the corners of it.
Yeah, I think you could go with like some some accent tiles. Something about it being all pink. I don't know. Just kind of throws me off a little. But that could just be a me thing.
For lanterns, so I'm gonna add some lanterns to it eventually.
You need some iron?
If you got any, yeah, I'll take it.
Let me see. How much do you need? Do you think?
I'd say like 40 pieces.
40 pieces of iron ingots. Let me see. Let me check.
If you have any ingots to spare.
I've been cracking out on Fort this season.
I've noticed. Yeah, how was the finals? I downloaded it. I never tried it yet.
Oh yeah, you guys just missed the beta. It ended last night.
Yeah.
Okay. The finals as a game is interesting. I don't know if I like it or if I don't like it yet.
Yeah, I fucking love it. I like playing I play the heavy, so I'm usually a tank.
Mm-hmm.
And just bulldozing through the buildings is, I don't know, it's just so fucking sick for me.
The destructive environments, okay. So the finals is the only game where it really does really good multiplayer destructive environments.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's actually so good. It's really good. The problem is that like it's almost at that point where you could just mow down a whole building and then just to eliminate the building from the game.
Yes.
Because Titanfall had the same issue where you could just like play as a Titan and mow down like most buildings in the first game, and they really limited the destructibility in patches after that.
Right.
I wonder how they're gonna balance that in the later patches.
Speaking of Titanfall, kind of want to play more. I kind of wish they came out with a new Titanfall, but yeah.
Yeah, man, they're putting a new Apex update, man. That's your Titan.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there's your Titan right there. Apex.
Hey, Titanfall is dead, man.
It's so fucked up.
It's Apex now. Did you see how the official Titanfall account or official Apex account because new Apex Legends is from Titanfall, I guess.
Right.
And any mention of Titanfall, whether it be positive or negative, was put in the hidden replies.
That's fucked.
Yeah. What is it? It's really bad too when you have Apex players who don't even realize where Apex originally came from.
Yeah.
Or like, because like Titanfall, the first Titanfall is a miracle of a game in my opinion. It's built on the Source engine, which means it comes from the same engine as Half-Life 2. It's made by Respawn, which is just a shredded and like the remnants of an old Call of Duty developer, and they made it really good. And then the only failing of Titanfall is the story, in my opinion, like the story mode.
Yo, yeah. But the gameplay fucking peak, dude.
The gameplay, there's movement mechanics in the Titanfall gameplay that no developer will ever achieve, in my opinion. Like it's just a sweet spot in the right place, right time that makes the movement so good in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then the movement just gets more cracked out in Titanfall 2, but for some reason when Titanfall 2 came out, they released it and then they gave up on it.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure of why they did that.
It was because they realized that the industry was going towards Battle Royale, so they wanted a Battle Royale.
Fuckers.
Which nowadays battle royales isn't really a thing anymore, or it's not really the big thing anymore. It still is, but like it's not the main driver of the industry right now.
Yeah, it's only just things like Fortnite and Apex are still alive.
Yeah, because PUBG, I want to see like the poster boy of battle royale. Not even that big anymore.
Oh no,
PUBG's
not even at all, dude.
PUBG's biggest flaw was still pricing it $60 instead of going free like Fortnite or going free. Second they saw Fortnite was getting big because it was free and crossplay, they should immediately remove the price tag and do like prestige shit.
True.
That was their downfall. So I'm not spending $60 on that game.
Fuck no.
I'm not like with all the newer games coming out nowadays. I am not paying. I refuse to pay $70 for most games coming out nowadays.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like the value proposition of a game at $70 is just not it.
No, yeah, like cause I used to buy $60 games and stuff a lot more. Nowadays, it's kind of like because when I felt confident in buying it, you know what I mean? A $60 game or so, like maybe 10 years
Now you
ago
don't know
or
what you're
whatever.
gonna get.
Yeah, now it's like fuck. $60 isn't a top tier game anymore. $60 can be fucking mid as hell.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing: is when we started doing games as a service, we became more business oriented with games, right? And when you go to a customer and you present a game, like a games as a service, like it's like a business transaction, it kind of turns off the customer.
Right.
And like what do I mean by that? Okay. Say like with Halo Infinite, right? Leading up to Halo Infinite, we were getting a lot of stories and a lot of like reports of poor performance or like grind or the pricing.
Yeah, I didn't. The Spider-Man sucks that it's not on Steam. I hate this whole exclusivity set where games like can't just be played everywhere. You know.
What is it? It's a business term.
Live service?
Not a live service. It was always live service, but they released something that pissed me off, and I'm seeing it more and more with games.
Was it loot boxes or?
No. Wait, hold on. Let me look at the synonym for this. Tell me what I'm looking for.
So quick, someone asked ChatGPT.
Oh, a roadmap. Okay. When you release a full product, you do not give your customer base a roadmap of features and things that should have been in the completed product to begin with, in my opinion. Right? Yeah. But when Halo Infinite released the roadmap of the game's development after they already did a full release, I don't care if it was like a hidden release, it's still a full release. If people were able to buy the full version of the game for full price, it's a full release. I don't care at this point. Yeah. But when you release a roadmap and then you release a roadmap of a roadmap, which is what they did 6 months after they released the game, that is where you have legitimately ruined the gaming, because now everyone is doing roadmaps of games. They're like, oh yeah, the game will come out this, and then after the release, here's the roadmap of the release. It's like, what the fuck? Finish the game.
For real.
Yeah, no, that's why I wait a week after a game comes out to buy it now, because I refuse to get fucking scammed.
It's it's PlayStation 5 exclusive. Right? Well, I mean, I guess because it's intensive, right? And I guess they don't want to pull a Cyberpunk.
Bad fucking feeling, just because I knew, like, surely a game that consistently peaks at 97,000 viewers daily, on Steam for, almost 10 years, surely they wouldn't fuck up multiplayer, right? Yeah,
to be fair, they've already fucked up Payday 2, so I knew they were going to fuck up Payday 3.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't know, it's like, I'm tired of give it a year before I play at games. I'm so fucking tired of them.
Yeah, like Cyberpunk, I waited like 2.5 years before I even bought the game.
You bought that shit as soon as it came out.
It's a good fucking game. There are issues that they shouldn't have said anything about it until they knew it was fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it, like 10 years?
Their biggest downfall is that they announced it really early, got stuck in development hell, and then right when they're at like their 70% cook point, they basically released it.
Yeah.
If they let it cook, if they just didn't announce it and they let it cook for a little bit longer, they would have been able. It would have been great. It would have released peak.
Also, their marketing usage of Keanu Reeves is probably like one of the most egregious forms of mismarketing I've seen. Like Keanu Reeves is all over the marketing material for that game, and he's like in what, like 20% of the game, 15.
Yeah, like very, very little. Oh, Bree, we're talking about how Cyberpunk's how the release of Cyberpunk and how it didn't go so great.
And this is from CD Projekt Red too. Before Cyberpunk, they made Gwen, but they also made Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is considered like one of the top games of the previous generation. I think if anything, it just shows that no developer is immune to like getting into this like trap.
Yeah, getting trapped into like board members and shit. Second they go public, second they have board members and all that bullshit. A second that starts going downhill because like they're just trying to meet marks.
Yeah,
instead of just being a passion project.
Hey, does kelp not make water like source blocks anymore?
I don't think it does in Bedrock anymore.
What the fuck, dude?
You have to do research just to make sure, but I remember checking. I don't think it does it anymore.
Oh, these motherfuckers, dude. Hold on.
Or if it does it only does it if it grows down or something like that.
Hold on. Where's my fucking internet, bro? That's gonna piss me the fuck off.
One thing I'm getting scared of too when it comes to gaming is I'm scared of sequels using the same fucking map and being a little bit more mediocre than the previous
W3.
Not even that. Like,
Far Cry 4.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah, it's a good example. Far Cry 4, W3. I didn't play Spider-Man 2, but when I play it, I'll be able to form an opinion. And Tears of the fucking Kingdom, using the same fucking map, and the game is a little bit more mediocre than the previous one. I fucking hate that shit. Just give me a new map. Stop making sequels. Or if you're making a sequel, make it different, please.
To be fair, they added a whole underground map and overworld map.
They did, but the sky was underwhelming, and the underground map, I hated being down there every second I was down there because
that's true.
It's dark as fuck.
You spend most of your time in the road. You spend most of your time on like above ground, anyways.
Yeah, you spend most of your time above ground. The only time you go underground is whenever you're a fucking freak and want to go fight shit, or you have to get to somewhere above ground because it's blocked off, like a fucking Gorok forest or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Hey, what's up, Chef?
No, I don't. Like, yeah, sure, it's extra work they did, but I didn't ask for it, and it didn't. I don't think it paid off. I would have preferred the sky would have been more developed than the underground bullshit.
Yeah, the sky temples were legitimately good in my opinion.
Yeah, and besides that, and it's just like even the mechanics. Like, I would, in some points, just much rather go play Breath of the Wild than Tears of the Kingdom. I think the one thing I'd miss would be the Ascend power.
The Ascend power is so good.
Yeah, that's like the best fucking power. I miss my bomb. I miss my fucking ice. I use the ice power a lot. I don't build at all. I hate how they double down on the durability. Instead of fixing the fucking problems, they doubled down and gave you the fusion mechanic, which I never use.
Okay, I think I have to. It actually has to grow, and I can't just place it. So I can. It still does it, but I have to either bone meal it or wait for it to grow.
Yeah. My biggest complaints about Tears of the Kingdom 2 is even though it's a fucking sequel, it acts like it's a reboot. There's basically no. It can't decide whether or not it's an actual sequel or if it's just like a full-on reboot in like the same world.
One of the biggest criticisms I have of it is just like it still doesn't answer where on the timeline it is or like what exactly is happening in the world. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Basically.
Like, I still think that Tears of the Kingdom is a good game, but it's hard pressed to be an improvement over Breath of the Wild.
Yes. It's one of those games where I would be like, I would if I were to recommend that type of game or that specific Zelda type to somebody, it would depend on what type of person you knew them as to which one I'd recommend. Because you could play Tears of the Kingdom not have anything in Breath of the Wild and vice versa.
I'd say like if you like redstone engineering in Minecraft, you would love Tears of the Kingdom. Because it scratches that itch for me very well. At the same time, there's some physics things in Tears of the Kingdom that like I just don't like it. I just can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah. Like Tears of the Kingdom was made for those people who were making machines and shit in Breath of the Wild. That's who it was made for. It was making for the people who were making the flying machines with the mine carts and shit like that. And I did not do any of that in Breath of the Wild. In fact, I thought that was the most boring parts of it. Where you doing that shit? I liked abusing my mechanics to break shit and cheese things to explore. I just liked walking around in general. One of the biggest issues I have with Tears of the Kingdom as well is just it feels like it has too much in it. It feels like there's too many like enemies and shit you'll run into and fight.
Right.
Rather than being like the guardian that kind of tells you, okay, you're kind of too high level to go over here. Either cheese me or go do something else. But it just feels like more like The Witcher. I hated that part of The Witcher. There's random shit around.
And like that is a legitimate criticism too. Is that Tears of the Kingdom? It separates the Zelda player base, and not in a good way either. Because like you have like legitimate Zelda players. Because Zelda, in a sense, to me, right, is kind of like a much more creative or a much more vertical like Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Because it has mechanics, it has advanced combat mechanics that you need. But there's some things in it, like the bomb throwing and things about Zelda that make it like that give it its personality. And when I got rid of the bomb throwing, and then you just collect shit and put on arrows, I really didn't like that.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Because half the shit that you can make with those fucking arrows is useless anyways. It's just damage multipliers.
Yeah, I don't use that. So that's like a lot of times like fights are really boring because I do like the weird like psycho shit. You think I'm autistic, but like I don't fucking use any of the fusion bullshit. I also kind of refuse to.
Well, it's like, okay, in the beginning of Tears of the Kingdom, they give you like a fucking mushroom and you attach the mushroom to a bow and arrow. What does that do? It just knocks them back a little bit. But it's like, what's the point of it? Especially when arrows are such a commodity. They're not a commodity in the beginning of the game. So you have to really pick and choose when to get arrows and when to use them.
Yeah. One of the biggest downfalls of Tears of the Kingdom is it backpedaled a lot from Breath of the Wild. And how Breath of the Wild, their whole message and whole energy of the game was you could do anything. That was their thing. Is that you could use a bunch of different options, figure them the fuck out. But Tears of the Kingdom backpedals by making it so if you don't play the game exactly how we want you to play it, you're not going to have as much fun.
It's either that or you have to be stubborn about every objective that you do until you get it right too. That's it. Because that's how I went through Tears of the Kingdom, is I powered through everything, even if it wasn't designed for me. But like there was a lot of players who felt either underprepared or underleveled at every point in the game too.
Mm-hmm.
Like my biggest thing is in the middle of the field, right? In the middle of the starting field, when you get your first tower that launches you into the air.
Yeah.
Right? In the middle of the field, why the fuck is there like purple and like gold level, like with like the stone armor shit in the middle of a field like that? Makes no sense to me. Because to like attack, to even kill those things with like the stone armor, you either need stone tools to like break their armor, or you need explosives. But the game is so hard pressed on giving you equipment like that you kind of just have to search it out for yourself. But there's nothing in the middle of that barren field.
Yeah. It just like I feel like more of the issues in Breath of the Wild were accentuated. Like the more like, oh, I don't have as many weapons, I don't have the arrow thing. The only thing I'll give them that they increase the drop rates for that, so that's a little bit better. But everything from like bows to shields to weapons,
Okay, chat. So what we're doing right now is I'm basically making a bottom for kind of like a rough draft type of bottom for this man-made lake here. And I'm doing that primarily. I want to do it with sand and gravel because that's where I'm going to be putting rocks and stuff and coral and whatever else on top. And another thing is that's where I can plant kelp. And I want the kelp because I want them, because right now they're just water source blocks on top and they're running down, which is fine. But practically, it's not fine because, like, watch. Like, you see how that arrow just kind of sunk down and it's not floating up? Whereas if you compare it with, like, if I go over here where I just made these kelps turn water source blocks. It'll go up. Yeah, there. See, it floats up. That's because that's actually water from the top down, you know? So to do that, I need a lot more kelp, which I'll probably go get. I also want to get more gravel, so we're going to go look for some. And we'll probably need more sand, too. Gravel and sand. So to do that, I'm going to have to look at chunk base, and I'll try to find a gravel place to... a gravel mountain or something.
I think it doesn't need to. I think, like, and one of the biggest praises for certain Zelda games, specifically A Link to the Past, right, is that you could choose which of the first dungeons to do. You could choose which of the Dark World dungeons to do in any order.
Right.
And it all works. And that's what Zelda needed more of, is that agency for the player.
Right. It's
Like,
very
okay.
clear in Tears of the Kingdom too that there's a set pathway of like things to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad in in Breath of the Wild, because in Breath of the Wild you can do any of like the divine
Yeah.
beasts. But in Tears of the
Yeah.
Kingdom there's a very set pathway. You do the water temple because it's the most simple, and then you do the wind temple.
Yeah.
And then the sand temple and the fire temple can go fuck themselves. I hated those temples.
I dropped it.
Okay, so there's nothing no gravelly mountains nearby. So we're gonna have to just go to the ocean and kind of wing it.
Did you play the ping pong ball puzzle? Tears of the Kingdom? Did
Was
you
that
solve that
shrine?
shrine? Yeah, the shrine. The ping pong shrine.
Probably not. I honestly stopped doing the shrines after they made me build machines to grind rail across the fucking map.
Oh, okay. So in the baby starting area, they have a ping pong ball fucking like shrine where you have to figure out like the right angle to attach the paddle and then whip a ball into like a target. Whoever made that needs to go back to developer school. You have to be so pinpoint precise, and the explanation for if there's one thing about the difficulty increase, it's the difficulty in the shrines. I feel like I need a PhD in physics to understand some of the shrine puzzles in Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I miss when a lot of the shrine puzzles were just like, okay, you need a ball in a hole. I don't play Zelda because I want to be like have my mind challenged. I like the simple block puzzle, shoot the fucking thing in the eye.
Yeah.
That was like my chill out game.
No, it felt like Tears of the Kingdom had like they looked at Valve, like how they do puzzles in like Half-Life 2 and Half-Life Alyx, and they're like, yes, and they copied the exact same thing. Because the physics puzzles in Tears of the Kingdom make no sense to me unless you look at it a certain perspective.
Yeah.
Are they not like
record,
are they not
the
like
record,
you can just kind of finish it however you want?
not
what I mean?
In some cases, you have to cheese it because the actual solution is not explained at all.
Yeah.
Like for the ping pong ball trick, a common thing is just to throw something at the target instead of playing the whole pinball thing. Because throwing it at the target, as long as the target gets hit, it finishes the shrine.
All right,
It
all
feels
right.
like too is it feels like Tears of the Kingdom. The developers were just butthurt because they got outsmarted in all like the cheesing and speedrun tactics, so they doubled down on making it as difficult as possible too.
Okay, there's one of them that pisses me off. So in Breath of the Wild, there's that one tower where you have to burn all the the thorns around it. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Okay, in Tears of the Kingdom, instead of doing that, like it's the same tower where you have to burn the thorns around it, but it's constantly raining, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did that.
Oh,
one.
that's
I
horrible.
cheesed the fuck out of that one.
Yeah. So I didn't know that you had to build a roof over it, right? So
Yeah.
I kept doing it until like I got
Yeah, Bree, I'm gonna add coral and sea pickles. That's part of the plan. Not till after though. I want to get first I want to get all the water into water source blocks, so grow all the kelp, and then I'll probably add some rocks and stone, so like cobblestone steps and half slabs and whatever else to make it kind of look textured. We're gonna add texture to the bottom of the lake, and then we'll probably add like coral and seagrass and whatnot to make it look pretty.
It's been an expansion, like fucking Iceborne. I mean, instead of like an entirely new $70 game.
Yeah.
'Cause it changed a lot, but it didn't change much. It felt like performance enhancements were good, but the Switch is still running at like 12 frames per second in a lot of areas. I mean, like, yeah.
Well, they're gonna come out with a second revision of the Switch soon because they already announced a chip for it.
I don't.
How does it look in?
I've been told that for like 5 years, and it has yet to happen.
Okay, but there's actually legit news about the chip though. It's a second revision of the NVIDIA Tegra chip.
Until Shigeru Miyamoto is at E3 or Gamescom and is doing the gritty saying the Switch 2 is coming, I'm not believing a single fucking thing.
Okay, that's fair.
Like I've been every fucking week. It's always like Switch 2, Switch 2, Switch 2 trending. And I'm just like, bro, just like I'm like I need to let shit happen.
I really look forward to playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on the Switch too.
Yeah, it had an extra 2 frames.
Yeah.
Yeah. God,
Yeah.
I did not realize that when I started first playing that game that it was installed on my SD card and not directly on the console.
Yeah. One of the biggest difficulties with performance upgrades like that is that what does it mean for people who own first gen, right? Because they either kill their user base and make it so certain games are only on the new one, which is one of the biggest theories in the new 3DS. I think there's only like 1 or 2 games that are exclusive actually, or they instead limit already good games and just to work on the older ones, because I don't think Nintendo developers are sophisticated enough to know to make like a PS4 Pro version of it. You know what I mean? You know, like how PlayStation did that, how there's the PS4 Pro version and there's the like regular one. I don't think Nintendo devs are sophisticated enough for that. So they're either going to restrict and limit what they can do, or and set back games that could perform better, or they are going to make certain games Switch 2 exclusive.
So, chat, one thing I know, I was just going to say, I forgot a magma source block or a magma block, but here we go. Here's one. Oh, but you know what? I forgot my, yeah, I forgot the pickaxe. Didn't think I was going to need it, so I kind of just fucked myself there. Oh, well, it is what it is.
You seen anything?
No, I haven't.
It runs flawless on PS4.
I haven't played any of the new God of War games. Actually, I never played God of War in general.
No, that's fair. So, I give Sony and I give those devs a lot of props because they did not alienate their base by releasing PS4 Pro. They made a PS4 Pro version, PS5, whatever, and they balanced a version and made it run perfect on the older gen.
Because God of War is it's not by Naughty Dog, is it?
No, it's not. It's Santa Monica Studios now, but it used to be something else.
Was it Avalanche?
It might have been Avalanche. Because the original developer got bought out by Sony and they got absorbed by Santa Monica.
The original developers of God of War was Santa Monica. It was always by Santa Monica.
Oh, it was always Santa Monica? Okay, so I always thought Santa Monica was Sony, but I guess just Sony gentrified the fuck out of them. Holy shit.
When did they do the reboot of God of War into like the Valhalla?
That was like 2016.
2016. Okay. Yeah, I need to play the God of War games. Do you recommend I start with God of War 1, 2, and 3 and then go into?
Yes.
Yep.
So it really depends. If the lore matters, then yes. If the lore matters to you, yes. You could hop into God of War 2016 and then play Ragnarok and then go back or watch a video on it and then be like, oh, I get it. But I feel like they're two entirely experiences. You either get the experience of like playing the new one first, going back, getting his lore, and then being like, bro. Or you play the originals and then you hop into the new one and you're like, bro. It's like you have the same emotion and same feeling, but it depends on the order you do it. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess I'm gonna go legitimately acquire myself a copy of God of War in the PS2.
Yep.
Yes. I like the way the old God of Wars look like though. Like the camera style.
Oh, the third person?
Yeah, the Devil May Cry, like
yeah,
kind of not behind the shoulder.
Wait,
Hoku, do you have a Vita?
A Vita? No, I don't.
Okay.
God of War 1 was on PlayStation 2.
Yeah, they're all on PlayStation and PlayStation 2.
Okay, let's see if my PC can handle it.
You mean your original PS2?
All right, my original PS2. Yeah, definitely. The one that has the Blu-ray player in it, by the way.
Yep.
Do you have a PlayStation 4?
No.
Okay.
For me, if I'm gonna get a console, I'm just gonna stick with a Switch for now.
That's fair.
All right,
I've been thinking about getting a new Switch, but like at the same time, I don't want to bother for those specific reasons of like,
yeah,
you know, because I have like the old Switch, right? So it's kind of ass.
When you pay and buy a new one, they're gonna announce it too. I fucking tell you, they're gonna
Yeah.
announce it.
That's why I'm like, yeah, they're gonna fucking do that shit, and then I'm gonna be like, welp. Let's go fuck myself, yeah.
So Hoku, I really recommend if you want some really good gems on a really decent console, pick up a used fucking Vita and homebrew the fuck out of it.
A used Vita.
Yeah, get a PS Vita, homebrew the fuck out of that. I love Vita's probably one of my favorite consoles of all time. I love the fucking Vita.
That was pretty sick.
Vita was pretty sick. I like the PSP in general.
Tell me when I looked up Vita on Amazon, I just get Vita coconut water.
Shit, I don't know.
I remember trying so hard like to find a Vita that I could like just buy but fuck, I couldn't find any.
It's kind of one of those cult classics. Like, I don't think any of you guys are car guys, but it's like the 335i of like gaming. It's like when it first launched, they promised so much shit. If you were a day one buyer, it was kind of ass, and if you're American too, it's kind of ass.
Yeah.
But if you homebrew your shit and you soup it up, it is one of the best fucking console experiences, handheld console experiences. It's fucking gorgeous. The screen's fucking fantastic. The games are really good. Because at a time, that was the only place you could play Persona 4 Golden.
That's true, right?
Like it's on Steam now, so I can't really recommend you get it just for that. But at a certain time, that was the only place you could play Persona 4 Golden. If you had like a PlayStation 4, it was one of the first games to do like the screen share thing, so you could like play your PlayStation 4 games on your Vita through like the Wi-Fi streaming on your own router, which was great.
Yeah.
It had a bunch of remakes and remasters of old PlayStation 2 games, so like the God of War trilogy's on it, and they play pretty faithfully. Like there's some really good stuff, and the biggest downfall of the Vita was that it wasn't as much of a
Rip Bozo, you won't be missed. Get fucked, kiddo. I just have to say that.
games on it. It had a Wii U moment.
Okay, all I'm saying is that the Vita is like one of the biggest juggernauts in the hidden juggernauts in Japan, because that fucking console single-handedly held up the entire like Neptunia fucking franchise for like 10 years.
Yes. Dude, Vita has so many good fucking games on it.
I wish I got a Vita when it first came out, but my dumbass was like, no, I'll get the Nintendo DS.
3DS is really good too, but the Vita just like, in terms of like experience overall, it outperforms it so much. 3DS I would only recommend to somebody if they want to play like on Link Between Worlds, or if the few really good gems that are on there, or if they had an original.
Or if they were like a big Nintendo stan or something.
Even then, if they had like an original DS and they had like all the games on it, and they still play it. 3DS is just next best thing, but the Vita has a much better experience overall. Because did you guys ever play Little King Story on the Wii?
Never.
No. So it was essentially Sony's Pikmin, where you're a chibi king and you control like your peasants, and you can like take taxes and shit and raid lands. And they fucking forgot the game overall, but the Vita got it's not like a full on sequel. It's like a remake-able. You know, like how the games will like remake it, but like add a bunch of extra stuff.
Like Final Fantasy VII.
Kind of like that, but not really, because Final Fantasy VII is still pretty truthful, but there's just like extra like stuff to it, if that makes sense. But not like in the way that you could call it a sequel, or it's too different. It's just made in a different time. But this
also, guys, sorry, Brendan, I need to head out.
Yeah, you're good, man.
All right, Hoku, you have a good one, brother.
Yeah. Everyone have a good night. Take it easy. Bye bye.
Bye bye. New Little King Story, however, is it follows the same story as the base game, but it's like they revamped everything. Revamped everything from the graphics, the story, everything. It has like the same general like skeleton, but with different flesh.
Right. Oh, by the way, everyone, go follow. Actually, never mind. I don't know what Hoku's, because Hoku's gonna. He's planning on making a. We were talking about content and stuff. He was gonna start his video essay on what was it?
Okay.
Oh, fuck. No, not that. Well, that too, but he was gonna be analyzing something for his video essays or whatever. I can't remember, and I don't know what channel he's gonna put him on, but I think it's his potato channel.
Yeah, I think it's a My Potato.
Yeah, I'll send the link in like my Discord or something later when I find it again. But yeah, guys, definitely go follow that fucker.
Yeah. But like, fuck, man. I love games, but I hate gaming. I don't know if that makes sense.
Like you like it's kind of like saying you like movies but you hate watching them,
No,
or you hate the culture
like-
around it.
I hate culture around it. I hate gaming culture, and I hate the industry.
Oh yeah, I hate industries too, dude. All sorts of industries, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a very anti-industry type of guy, dude. You know, you're speaking my
Damn.
language, dude.
Sure, bro. You see that hippie white girl on Twitter?
Oh, wait, which one? Wait, there's a lot of hippie white girls like get exposed, dude.
The one that looks like a forest nymph that people were acting like they're brave for saying they'd fuck.
What? Wait, hold on. I was thinking about the one that makes TikTok videos and sings songs and has dreadlocks and stuff. But
Nah,
now you're thinking of someone else, so now you're gonna need to send me some source there, dude.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me hit escape real quick and go find it. It's a few days away, so I might need a second. But give me a hot second.
I was gonna say, dude, you said fucking what's it called? Hippie white girl, dude. You know how like that does not narrow it down at all, dude.
I know it's kind of an epithet, but you know.
It's like me trying to explain to someone who my friend is, and it's just like, oh yeah, that big Samoan guy, dude. Like, nah.
Yeah, exactly. Here, let me send it to you. This bitch.
See, let me see. Boom, boom, boom.
She looks like she'd take you off into the forest and drown you.
What?
Foul Claytoris?
Yeah.
Why is Twitter taking so long to open?
You can also show it on stream. It's not an SOW.
Well, I don't want to have to deal with that. Oh, no, this is the one. This is the
Oh, that's
one. Yeah, I see her videos on TikTok all the time, dude. And it's her and she's like singing in her car.
Yeah, I never see that. I just know. Like,
And I just remember it because she had a Hawaiian word in one of her songs before. And I was like, oh, okay. Cool. Thanks. Glad my language is in there.
yeah,
Appreciate
she's a chaser.
See the what?
She's a chaser. She's a Hawaii boy chaser.
Oh my god. No, dude, when I first saw her, I'm like, dude, okay, because on Big Island, like, come on, Dean. Did you send Dean the picture? Did Dean see that shit?
Yeah, I sent
Dean, you see it?
Let me look right now.
Now tell me where you think she lives in our general area, dude.
She probably lives in
You know.
Luna.
You fucking know. Dude.
Yo, it's loading up. Like, what the fuck?
She lives
on
in...
Lee Drive.
No, I was gonna say Honolulu or something, dude.
What the fuck?
Yeah. That's where all the
Nah,
white
yeah.
hippies live, dude. I swear. Anytime I drive by, dude, it's just like
Dude,
art
they're
galleries
fucking
and
Ocean
stuff.
View.
Oh yeah, that too. Yep. Well, that's not fair. I feel like there's a lot of people that live in Ocean View that are just there because of whatever reason.
Okay, but Ocean View has the most fucking wasps on the fucking island.
Yeah, well, that's true too. But like, it's cheaper. You know how cheap it
Yeah.
is to live out there?
Yeah.
The
I
biggest
know how cheap it
expensive
is.
driving to town to buy food.
And water.
And well, yeah, water too. In fact,
Also
I
the
think.
biggest,
Oh, we
biggest
should have been
expensive
on this topic when Hoku was here. He could have given us commentary, dude, about
yeah, the biggest,
That's right.
the
You
biggest
made it out.
expense is-
Yeah, bro
the
made it
biggest
out.
The biggest expense is also the idea that it's in lava zone 1, so you're kind of giving your life to the volcano if it decides to fucking.
Yeah,
snowball
that
you.
too. Well, it's not in So I actually the map I kind of had to make for an assignment. I don't think Ocean View is in it because the way they map it is like there's extremely high risk, high
Yeah.
risk, and then
High
regular
high
risk.
reward.
Yeah, most
Right,
of Ocean
right.
View is like in lava zone 2 and not 1, but I don't think it's like in 3 and up. I think it's mostly
Yeah.
just in 1 and 2.
So yeah, I mean you're still giving your life to that volcano, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's either
If
just
Pele
between,
wants to,
like-
dude, she's gonna come take your house, dude, and you can't really do fuck
Yeah.
all about it, dude. Insurance,
your
what is
house.
that,
This
dude?
is my house.
Yeah.
now.
It's the difference between Mauna Loa going off or the other one. I know it's not Kilauea, but it's the one that made the vent in Puna.
It is
What was
that
that
is
one?
Kilauea, right?
Oh, that's Kilauea. I thought Kilauea was the extinct one.
No. Mauna Kea and Hualalai are the extinct
Oh,
ones.
Mauna Kea was the one that was
Well,
extinct.
quote unquote, like extinct, right? Because extinct just means that they haven't erupted in like 50 years, I think.
I think it was like 2,000 years or something. Because whenever a volcano is dormant, it's like 50 years.
Oh,
plus or 80
dormant
years
is
plus or
50 years. Okay, I got it mixed up.
Yeah, but like extinct is like it hasn't erupted in like over 2,000 years or something. It shows no signs of doing so anytime soon.
Right. But still, like, yeah, it's
Yeah, a volcano is a volcano, right? If it's gonna pop, it's gonna pop. But it's like it's way less likely for that to pop versus like
right.
it's something else. You know what I mean? I love volcanoes. They're cool. That was like one of my autism things I always researched when I was younger. Would just be like volcanoes, cause like
They're
it's
volcanoes.
cool. Yeah. Shit, man.
No, I learned a bit about volcanoes and stuff because, especially in like, I had to take a geology 101 type course. Oh, I took it as an elective because I didn't want to take the other choices I had. But
Yeah.
because, we're located on a volcano, or a few of them, that was pretty topic heavy, was volcanoes.
Yeah. Shit, man. That hippie lady's funny because not even just what she's saying. I didn't even watch the video, pay attention to what she's saying, but it's all the people who are just like, who think it's brave to say "hear me out."
I don't get it. Like, that's not...
Yeah. That's
See,
not,
well,
that's not a
okay,
brave thing.
There's this one
Like,
YouTube or TikToker I see videos of, and his name is Azim. He's fucking hilarious, dude. And he called people out on shit like that about people saying like, "Hear me out," but like saying some tame shit.
Yeah, it's like "hear me out," but it's one of the most attractive people you've seen in your life.
Right? Like, "Hear me out" is not like 5 and up or even 2 and up. Like, "Hear me out" is like,
No, "hear me out" is like the slime
like not even
monster.
on not even on the scale.
Yeah. "Hear me out" is like maybe the xenomorph.
Yeah, maybe the fucking xenomorph.
Yeah.
Trying to think of more "hear me outs," like honest to God "hear me outs."
I feel like there's more like "hear me out" Pokemon, but not the ones you think.
Jinx.
No.
No,
shit like
no,
Jinx.
no, dude, no.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah, no, it'd be like shit like Slugma and shit.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Lick a tongue.
Yep.
Yeah.
No. I don't think Lickitungs hear me out.
Yeah, Lickitung.
No, you gotta think things like Trubbish, dude.
Yeah, like
Trubbish of a hear me
things
out.
Like that.
Maybe
Yeah.
coughing, hear me out.
Oddish.
Yeah, like Oddish hear me
Nah,
out.
nah.
You know what I mean?
I
me
wouldn't
out,
even
it's like a
consider
pillow.
Weeping Bell a hear me out. Weeping Bell's not a hear me out. That's
I mean,
a
it's
flashlight,
deep,
dude.
but, I mean, that's part of the charm.
right? Like, dude, it just depends on how brave you are, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those things. Like the "hear me out" thing was kind of weird because it's basically watered down by people who just want to be a part of something but aren't true, like fucked up.
Yeah, dude, leave that shit for the degenerates. Go back to your normie life, dude.
Yeah.
Go back to
Yeah,
normie
go-
memes.
Like you guys aren't fucked up. It's okay. You guys, it's not cool to be weird. Okay. You know.
This is so fucking dumb
Yeah, I know. It's
that
fucking
we're
dumb.
having this conversation, but it's so true.
Like but that's what it comes down to. It's always obnoxious because it's just like, bro, it probably feels weird to be a person that's probably like be like, I'm a hear me out. That, but also on top of that, it's like you guys aren't like. I feel like people underestimate how not picky you can be when put in a certain situation.
Right.
Right? Like, if you're then and there, I think people underestimate how not picky you can be. I think everybody loves to talk about shit. Like, I wouldn't do this online all they want. Well, some of that might be true. There's a lot of it that isn't. So I mean, like, I'm sorry if there's a pretty girl in front of you, but she fucking stinks. A good majority of people in that situation, you're probably still hitting. I mean, like,
Right. No.
and vice
Yeah.
versa,
I know what you mean,
right?
dude. No.
So it's
Hey,
like
maybe stink, but hear me out.
yeah, no.
No,
See,
dude, and people talk about that all the time too. So it's not like a hear me out. Like that's why I don't think like hear me out is just fuck. I don't know, dude.
it's obnoxious, and it's like you know, it's one thing like to, and even in retrospect, or even like, to be edgy online or think about it online, that's one thing, right? But if somebody stinks, you could be like, I wouldn't fuck them ever. But in person, when your hormones are active, you'd be, they stink so good. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, damn, you smell like
Jesus
fire
Christ,
right now.
guys.
yeah, like damn, bitch. Yo,
No, I
seven
know
smell
what you
great.
mean. Like the whole like that's just all talking shit online, but
Yeah.
when you're actually there, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nah, I don't
yo-
know. Put my head between your legs. We got a tuna sandwich.
When you're in the trenches, there isn't much that's gonna get you out of them. You know what I mean? Like even when they were tossing gas in those fucking things, people.
Yeah, dude, my grandpappy was in Vietnam. I can handle this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a hear me out. It's obnoxious as fuck, but thankfully it's not as bad as it used to be.
Mhm.
I don't know, at the time it used to be really fucking obnoxious.
So what point were you making? Was that the point you were making about the when you sent me the picture of that? What were we talking about originally?
Yeah, we were talking about her, and I was bringing up like people are acting like they brave, saying they'd fuck her.
Oh,
No,
okay.
there's already 8 dudes who are probably named Kai or some shit like that are basically in line. Like no, you're not special. Like, or even the dudes who are like acting like they're special because they say they'd fuck a grandma for PS5. Like, no, you aren't.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of people already doing that, dude.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people already being a piece of ass for a fucking
For
crime,
less.
Right.
So it's a nitpick or a random fucking thing that pisses me off.
Oh, valid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck, where was I putting this gravel and sand? I have no idea. Throw it in here for now. Deal with that later.
Sword. Diamond sword. Boop, boop,
Gotta go
boop,
back
boop.
and grab my lead.
Go back in time.
I don't want to.
One
I'm
thing
just gonna find another one in the chest.
One thing I would love to do one day is I would love to make a movie, but I want to specifically use the same tools and same cameras that you did for like 90s and 80s movies, and render it like that, just so it has that feel. You know what I mean?
Like that old school, like 90s film.
Because there's a bunch of things where like how like old school 80s and 90s movies have like that 90s and 80s magic. I don't think it's because it's from the time zone, or even the quality or writing of the stories. I think it's just the tools they were using. I think the tools they were using create an effect, or they do something where it's just like, damn, that
Yeah.
was good. Almost like vinyl, right? Between like digital and vinyl. It's like,
There's
like the video
a.
version of that.
Do you watch videos on that type of stuff on YouTube?
Oh, no, I don't.
There's a channel I watch. I think it's called A Closer Look, and he does video essays on like film techniques and different things of the like. Maybe you can like check them out because those are very interesting. Like analyses of like film styles and stuff are very fucking cool and interesting in my opinion.
Yeah.
Definitely worth the watch or read or whatever.
Yeah. I gotta start watching more things. You might have the same issue, but I'm having a difficult time finding things I find enjoyable to watch.
Right? No,
Those
okay.
things
That
are-
I feel like for at least for me, that had a lot to do with TikTok. Cause before I used to consume like YouTube and whatever videos I like watching. Now it's kind of like I'm just scrolling through TikTok or YouTube shorts because I have time to kill, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I think it's more of a like I'm in a different place mentally than I used to be, I've changed as a person. Because I could always be like, oh, why don't I go back to this person and I like watch this content that I knew I liked, but like I don't want to watch it because it feels like they are stuck in like 2016.
Oh no, that's
Like,
valid. That's a valid
it-
thing. Like even with like I used to fucking love watching what's it called? Epic Mealtime, right?
Mhm.
But for at least for when I tried watching it again, it was like the same shit, and I didn't want to watch it anymore. And yeah, that is like valid, like a valid critique when people don't. And it's not like bad that they don't switch up their style. Like if it works, it works. The issue is people change. Just like I used to watch every Vanoss video that used to come out.
Yes.
Now it's not my cup of tea anymore. Like I'd still
Yeah, that.
go on.
Also, that's exactly who I was thinking about when I was saying that.
Right. Like I love Vanoss. And even like now when I make when I'm streaming and when I'm streaming and stuff, that's who I what's the word? Like that's who I think of when I think of like gaming YouTuber, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I don't know. I just really I always wanted to make content similar, you know?
Yeah, it's like the way I can say is it has the same feeling as whenever like you either talk to a group of friends or you meet up with a group of people after a while, and there's just that thing in your head that clicks, and you're just like, I don't like being here anymore. With you specifically, because you
Damn.
guys are still in like the same like little zone that everybody used to. Like you guys haven't done anything different or changed. You guys are all still the same assholes, right? It feels like that.
Right.
Emotion.
So kind of like
I don't know if that makes any sense.
no, that makes sense. But what do I want to say about that? I don't know. I just don't. I don't. I have an issue with the way you worded it. Like these guys are the same assholes. I get what you mean, though.
Yeah, no, I don't mean like they're assholes. Like there's anything negative about them. I'm using assholes as like the pejorative. Like
Right. No. I just. I honestly feel like people just people change and that's how it is. And
Yeah.
like I'm of the belief that if people don't suit your style, then yeah, you should like not hang around them anymore. But that is as much because of you changing.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like I'm not worried like there's anything wrong with those individuals are changing or anything is happening like that. You know what I mean? It's one of those like it's like but at some point though you need to acknowledge like hey, this doesn't work for me anymore.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And that's why I mean it's more like there's nothing wrong with any of the people involved or that, but it's just like this doesn't work for me anymore.
All right.
It doesn't. It's like that.
Now, when you were saying it, like I don't know, I was just kind of thinking like it had a different tone in my head. I guess you know what I mean.
Yeah, I can understand because the way I think it probably sounded is like this person probably thinks they're better because they changed or something. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah. Basically.
No, that wasn't. It's more like.
That's why I wanted to like kind of. I don't know. I was sure, like it wasn't that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that. I could have worded it better. It's just one of those things where it's like and like that's how I feel towards like I said, going back to like Vanos, is that I feel like I'm glad they're fucking doing good. It's really cool to see like podcasts or vlogs, right? Occasionally when they put out like different types, like they show like what's happened, right? But at some point, it's like I couldn't watch these people the same way I used to. I couldn't like put on like a meal and like or have a meal and put on like a playlist of like the Gmod videos that came out recently.
Yeah, because you're grown now.
Even though they're still making those videos, it's the style of humor that I've outgrown. Like that 2016. Overly edgy, but not like I'm an edgy asshole sometimes when I want to be, right? But it's like you watch a lot of them. But you remember when like Mini Lad used to make like
oh god, are we talking about, man? Wait, before we go on to that, Bree said, oh, thanks for I think it's looking good so far too. But yes, Bree says she loves these deep conversations because it feels like she's listening to a podcast, which is basically what these Minecraft streams are, honestly.
Yeah.
But
whenever
no, you can. Oh fuck, you're great, dude. Being here, dude.
Yeah.
Like no, I mean, we don't expect you to like say anything if you don't want to, and like we don't want to like.
No, it's like I don't know what to say.
No, and that's fine, dude.
I still enjoy your company, brother.
Right.
So it's like if you aren't saying anything, it's still cool.
We in fact in my dialogue class we were talking about that, like the silence when like when you're talking with someone and there's like that silence, and it's kind of like people get awkward around that, because no one likes silences, but I think people just need to understand that that's just a part of like what conversation is, right? And like you don't like I don't want you guys to feel pressured because you're fucking silent. That to me that's like
you're gonna make me fart.
Yeah, right. Oh fuck. Okay. No, you know what I mean. I don't want you guys to feel like just say, because I don't want you to. What's the word? Okay, so if you're pressured because it's quiet and you start to say shit, eventually you're just gonna say something stupid, and that's like one of the reasons why I don't like pressuring people to say anything.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have anything to say, that's fine. You know what I mean? That's a vibe.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't.
Going back. Or how like there's these certain episodes, or even it was during the Cards Against Humanity series, it was always the most prevalent in that. But like Minilad or any of them would try and either like get basically like do something, like say something either like racially motivated or something, or they would like make coy like vinegar, like that type of like shit.
Yeah.
It's like that type of like
that real 2015, 2014 type YouTube shit.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like every time I see their stuff or see their videos, it feels like I'm teleported back to 2016.
Yeah, because it's really it's not the same anymore.
And like some people, it's probably really fucking nostalgic. 2016 is probably the best years of a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
But like, even though like I have like fond memories with some people during that year, it was not the fucking best year. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those.
Right.
Also, too, I think 2016 is probably one of the most racist times of the internet.
No, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, dude, the amount of shit people were just letting rock.
No, yeah. There was some wild things happening.
So it's always exhausting. I guess that's probably why. It's probably.
Psyduck says, kind of reminds me of how I used to watch Jacksepticeye all the time. Then he was too hyper for me at times, so I don't watch it. Yeah, dude, same thing. I understand that.
You know who else does that? Dashie. You ever watch Dashie games?
I've heard of him. I never watched him personally though.
So he was really chill. He was like, "Hey guys, I'm here." Even though he was static sometimes, he made his videos, he made his content. He was still funny. Like you got more of his genuine self in his content.
Right.
And then he blew up, which is not bad that he blew up, right? But it's like when he blew up, I felt like he probably either took a class or was told by somebody to put more pressure and technique on your character.
Right.
And because of that,
well, I think a lot of content creators are told that. Like even like me, like I still kind of wish I can still like what's the word for it? I still feel pressured to do that and be more hyper and whatever. Because that's just how the culture is nowadays, I guess. But so I don't blame people for that, but like I see what you're getting at.
Like I get why he does it, and I respect him for it. That being said, it's one of those things where it's like I enjoyed you more when I felt like I was watching you as a person, or I was watching you like your genuine self, rather than it being a character.
Yeah.
Like that's why I enjoy seeing, because I enjoy seeing people. That's why
and that was the whole point of the YouTube space, you know what I mean, guys? Like it's different than watching fucking I don't know, Kim Kardashian Kim Kardashian making a fucking TikTok, a lot different than some fucker in his mom's basement making a TikTok for me.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch the guy in the mom's basement, to be honest.
Yeah, you get more connection with people.
Right.
And that's really the best part of it. Whenever that's gone and it's all just characters, it's really fucking boring. One of my favorite things I love seeing, one of my favorite things content creators do, because usually most content creators, at least a lot of them, pivot towards it, is whenever you have a video person who does highly edited videos, pivot to the Game Grumps couch style, where they just sit and talk and play games, or they stream and they hang out with chat and talk with chat and stream.
Yeah.
Because then you get more of the this is who this type of person is.
Yeah, that's why that's one of the reasons why I like the streaming. Though I haven't been consuming much of streams lately, but that's one of the charms for me for the whole streaming in general is because that has that this is the person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
More or less. I mean, you're still a character, right? Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's closer to reality, I guess, in a way.
Yeah. I found some streamers, my favorite streamers, the only streamers I watch are the ones that you can still tell they might exaggerate a little bit, but that's probably just their personality.
Yeah, well, because that's the thing is you have to you should be they tell you be yourself, but be a more exaggerated version of yourself, right? And that's where I think that's the good what's the word for it? Area to be in, you know?
Yeah. And the best content from the people I watch is not whenever they do gaming videos. I don't watch a majority of that. I watch it whenever they're either talking with chat or they're sitting with their friend doing a podcasting, or they have a deep moment. Two examples of this are Tomato Gaming, that's a streamer. I only watch the intros for the most part because it's basically a podcast and he talks with chat. And Alpharad, or Alpharad Deluxe specifically, because Alpharad Deluxe is just a Game Grumps channel that came from one guy who made Nintendo content. He scripted it, made all that. So he would do that, and the best parts of that channel are when he's sitting with his friend talking about actual shit.
Yeah.
Having a genuine human conversation. Not trying to be YouTube funny men, but actually talking. Because there's a difference between doing the YouTube funny men commentary thing and having a description of it's a self-analysis of the human experience, if that makes sense. As pretentious as that fucking sounds, right? But
right.
Sometimes there's a conversation they had where they're Like you know how you have those like, remember when friends? But they
No.
aren't that they like. So the way they described it, which I fucking absolutely agree with, is they're friends that you still like care about, and they're still like you meet up every once in a while. You might go to their wedding, you might like go to a family reunion or something, but they're not a part of your life.
Right.
In
Okay.
present. Instead, they're people you reminisce with. They're the remember when people. They're like, oh, remember when you and John went over here, and bro, we fucked up this guy, or oh yeah, we took our uncle's car for this, and they're those people. Where they're only there to reminisce with. And it's like stuff like that. I want more conversations like that, or I want more like podcasty things like that. One of my favorite. I saw like a TikTok, and I was gonna probably see how this person's podcast was, but this person had a divorce lawyer on their podcast, and they're just talking about like marriage and love and just like the shit they've seen as a divorce attorney.
Right.
I love seeing that because it's like I love seeing content where I feel like I'm almost validated in a way in my own beliefs, because a lot of what people say coincide with what I believe. Is I think a lot of shit everybody says and does is bullshit and is typically done purely for validation or because of some societal expectation.
Right.
And it's different from the actual thoughts people have. You know
I don't know, dude. Okay, I see where you're coming from with that. But like some of the people I've met, like I feel like no, there's no way this is an act. They are just dumb, you know what I mean?
I mean, maybe, but I mean, I don't know. I just feel like at some point people can get really good at that, dude. And at some point, there's always like the item, right? If you pretend for long enough, it becomes true, right?
Right. I think it's like a mix between, like them like looking for validation or attention or whatever, and like kind of a mix too with what's the word? I don't know. Never mind. Maybe I'm tripping out here. Because it can't be just like, oh, you just believe like that because
I think there are some people that genuinely believe these things, but I think a good majority of people truly just are doing it purely for attention.
What thing specifically?
I was talking about like romance and shit like that, or even going to like incel topics and talking about like certain things that people do, or saying like dating sucks, yada yada yada. I think most of the time people are compensating for something that they're not doing. Like I think a lot of the time, how do I explain this? Give me one moment. I'm Minecrafting, so I need to gather the thought.
Yeah, no worries.
Let me see.
Also, Bree had a question for us after, but go on, continue on.
Like when people say it's so hard to do this, it's so hard to do that, I feel like there are some people that genuinely just can't do it, or it's unfathomable, whether it be due to financial reasons, but they're not using those reasons as to why they can't do it. They instead have the different narrative that they either picked up from somewhere else or that they created. So, like a lot of people's issues, I think, could be solved by just going out and talking to people, or just having a conversation with people. And this is just going in lines with like being like social or antisocial, right? And I feel like there genuinely are people that can't do that, right? Like, for instance, you're disabled,
right?
Or like you don't have money, you can't like go and grab that. But a lot of people genuinely don't fucking have those issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is even like in this entirely different subject. The thing that coincides with like what some of the divorce attorneys and stuff are saying is that things like love and things like that. Like for example, there's this one thing where they're just like, yeah, I've talked to a bunch of people that will just be like, yeah, we paired together for like 15 years, and we did this and did that. We made it work. We've been married for 15 years. It was awful, and they're just like, why the fuck are you doing that? You already acknowledge a problem that you're only doing it for like the whole like you were just always told that's what you had to do, right? But you're so fucking unhappy.
Well, okay, so my thing with that is, hey, what's up, Link? is that like especially with long relationships like that, it's kind of like, you know, you've invested so much time in that relationship, like in your fucking, I don't know, 20, 30 years relationship, to divorce like now all of a sudden, you know, 20 years later, it's kind of like
I acknowledge it, but I feel like that's even more of a reason to take the initiative to make yourself.
no,
Happy,
yeah, okay, yeah. So I would say the same thing, but it's kind of like, okay, admit you were wrong the first time, which a lot of people can't fucking do, and I just wasted 20 years of my life almost, and then or you know, move on, right?
That comes with perspective. It's not necessarily wasted. I mean, like it's not wasted because I guess that comes down to your perspective on it, so you hold on it, because nothing is really wasted, even if it didn't work.
But
out
I think if your goal is to like find like the one, right, your life partner or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then in that sense, the process of like that 20 years is wasted. And it could be like I've experienced this with like my major and changing it. You know what I mean? Do I admit like the last 2 years is wrong and stick through it and hopefully it gets better? Maybe, probably not. Or do I go with what I feel like, my passion, and like switch my major and like take that chance? You know what I mean? And that was hard for, like, I dropped out of school because I was faced with that decision.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's fair. And yeah, I can see that. When I think about
Wait,
that,
1 sec, Brennan. I'm gonna give you a raid, but I'm really tired, so unfortunately, won't be sticking around for too long. Hey, that's all right, Link. I appreciate you, and I hope is Tomby in the raid too. Hey, what's up, Tomby? No, I appreciate you guys. And if you guys can't stick around, like if you raid me and you can't stick around, it's like whatever. You know what I mean? I like you came in, like at least you're not like just raiding and like leaving. Not saying that's like completely bad. Like I'm not trying to call you out, Brendan. But
yeah,
no, but like I mean, like, you know, you came in, you said hi, you know, you chatted a little bit, and you know, it's great. It's a good time, and I appreciate you for that. Tomby, I do have to step away though. No worries, Tomby. You're always welcome in here, no matter what, dude. And also before I forget, Brennan, I know we're cooking right now on our topic, but I don't want to forget Bree's question.
Yeah, let's do that. So whatever, like,
she's asking if we believe in like manifestation and things like that. Personally,
yes and no.
I believe in that in like a mental sense. Like I don't think physically, like if I manifest like a gold bar or some shit in my head, it's gonna magically appear. You know what I mean? Like that kind of manifestation. But I believe in like if you manifest the idea of you like being like, I don't know, not a millionaire. Let's say you manifest that you manifest you being a straight A student. I think if you manifest hard enough, eventually maybe you won't be a straight A student, but I think it'll show up in your personality and stuff like that. Like I think you can affect yourself, your mentality with manifestation. Physically, I think it only works as in a sense of because you're manifesting like a certain goal or something, it gives you more, you see more opportunities to take that initiative. You know what I mean? Is what I'm saying make sense?
Yeah, it makes a complete sense. More like there isn't any, like, I guess, like, for lack of a better term, not to downplay the idea of it, but there's no like whimsical like thing that's gonna like make things blow your way just suddenly, like you said, like a gold bar. You can't think of a gold bar and it's gonna like immediately like fly out of the sky. Right?
And it kind of reminds me of, like, I'm not like religious at all or anything, but it kind of reminds me of fuck. I was just about to make a reference of so one thing that I was always told, because our head coach in football was always like super religious. I think he was a Mormon. And he always said, when you pray to God and you ask to be stronger or faster or this and that, he doesn't make you faster or stronger. He gives you opportunities to improve in that regards. And like, I believe that in the same like manifest type way, you know, except it's just framed in a religious kind of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think manifestation's purely on yourself and the people around you, rather than it being like a physical, like, right. I don't think metaphysical is the term, but like a material thing that can really come to fruition. It can contribute to it, but it's not something that will like. You can't manifest. You can't listen to a sound and be like, oh, $1.2 million will be like coming. You can't do it that way. But for instance, like you said, like in a sense of like yourself, your perception of reality, people around you, that is absolutely, you can manifest or control stuff like that. And a good example I can bring up is, say you have like anxiety, right, about like getting sick or getting cancer or something like that. You have like a blemish, or you have like something, or like your tummy hurts. You're just like, oh, what if it's that? What if it's that? What if it's that? And it could very well and very likely isn't that, right? But if you don't change your way of thinking, or if you don't find a way to like perceive that a different way, it can contribute to you actually getting sick through the other things. For instance, if your anxiety stops you from eating, or if you don't sleep, or things like that happens, that you will actually start having fucking issues if you don't eat, have bad diet patterns, have things like that over time.
Oh yeah.
And you are manifesting that. You know what I mean? Like that is coming straight from you, but not because of like I said, like a whimsical thing, but more so just through your own like perception and perspective on what's going on, or just your own actions in general. Same with like another examples of relationships, right? Say like somebody, like you can't manifest whether or not somebody cheats or doesn't cheat on you, or has these feelings he doesn't, or doesn't for you, right? That's kind of just something that just happens. But depending on your perspective on how you approach it, you can manifest those things happen, right? Like for instance, if you manifest a person cheating on you, or you have anxiety, person's cheating on you, and like you're a little more combative, you are more like accusatory, you look through their shit, and by doing that you neglect their needs, which then makes them feel resentful.
Yeah, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's kind of like that.
So yeah, manifestation is real in that regards. Does that like answer your question, Bree? Kind of.
Yeah.
Holy crap! The RoboCop game is so much better than the RoboCop game.
Yeah, it was in development hell for like 10 years, but just released recently.
Oh, does it look poggers, dude? Or
I didn't bother checking.
Eventually, I'll check it out. Also, I need to set up a lava farm fast guy. So we were talking about manifestation. What were we talking about before manifestation?
We're talking about like relationships and just deep conversations, and also, or actually no, the main topic was do people just do shit because they're told to, or because society expects of them, or culturally because they're programmed to, or do they do it because that's actually their human condition, that's what they want to? And I'm for the one that I believe people absolutely do a lot of shit, not because they want to, but purely because they're programmed to, or because society has told them specifically to do that. And
right.
What I was going to lead into is you ended off by saying that a lot of times if like somebody's looking for the one, they're likely to let something proliferate for a while instead of actually like cutting it off because of the I don't know the word for it at this time, but the I guess the gains, the reduced gains, or the whatever that comes from like, this time is wasted, I put this much time into it, that means I should see it out. And I was gonna bring up, and that brings up a good question, and that's also what some of the people were talking to, and I was listening to them, is that the one, as a lot of people describe it, and the one is how like society perceives it, is highly unrealistic and does not exist.
Yeah.
There are people that you could have that's very, very special to you. if people you can have that like, okay, even if you aren't with me, I still love you and I can acknowledge it's good for you, right? But just the everything works out happily ever after, yada yada, that doesn't exist,
Yeah.
right?
No,
At
yeah,
some
I
point,
think
like,
I do think like all of it, but I do think there are people that are just
yeah,
not compatible. You know what I mean?
yeah. There are people are not compatible, but those same people are still together solely just because society is telling them either A, they just should be, or because, like you said, the whole time thing, and society's programmed them with the whole, it should work out, right? It's a relationship. The best relationships are the ones you work out. And while, like, work can be very important in those relationships, it shouldn't make you miserable. You
Holy
should not
crap!
be
It's like
miserable.
one sec. It's like a
Hmm?
actual good RoboCop RPG. I'll go check it out. Slow, like your character's slow. But yeah, Brennan,
Yeah.
I
And that is also the point.
yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't think it should be completely miserable because there's a difference between
You
like
shouldn't be miserable at all.
yeah.
There should be points where, like, and I'm just
I think there should be
understandable.
rough patches, right? Like there should always be that kind of roughness and whatever, but like you said, there shouldn't be like it shouldn't be like a miserable process.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be like it shouldn't be like 15 years of misery, but we held together. It should be like yeah, this is my person. Because
Right.
the saying that encapsulates everything, the good and the bad, right?
Right.
The good, and I feel like a good majority of people fall into archetypes of like that, just because it's what they're programmed to do, like the eye rolling housewife or the fucking deadbeat drunk
Yep.
husband or whatever. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that type of like shit. And I feel like they do it not just because that's who they want to be, that's because they want to, because they're just told to, or that's what's expected of them.
Right. Yeah, I see what you mean by that. The whole archetypes and whatever. And that sucks that there is that, but it's kind of like what's the word for it? It's kind of ingrained in our society, honestly.
Yeah, it's ingrained in like the human condition in some ways, right? Because they're like every society, every culture has that, right? So it's like it's not like a thing that's like a brand new phenomenon or something that we could even really like, change. But it's one of those like, it gets one of those like thought exercises of things to be like, just look at and be like, huh. It's like it's more like self-analysis,
Right.
thing. Because like I could be like, oh, people do this. I do the same exact fucking shit. I'm not fucking any different or special. There's a lot of shit I do purely because I think it's like, oh, hey, it's expected of me, or isn't that what you're supposed to do, right? And that's just
Right. No, yeah, same here. There's a lot of things I do in that regards. And it's
like,
kind of like you realize it, right? Like you know that you're just doing it kind of because that's what you were kind of programmed to do, right?
yeah.
And fuck, what's the word for it? I feel the same way about things like propaganda. Like it's propaganda, right? But you still consume it anyway, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because everything's propaganda, right? But
I mean, yeah, like anything that's anything that's shared to, or anything that's created in order to share
a political message or something, even or just a regular message is propaganda.
Yeah, it's propaganda in some way, shape, or form. It's all cognito hazards, right?
Right.
So it's like I understand that.
Right.
I guess really just the whole deal is that I guess what I tell myself, I always want to be strong enough to where I can like self-analyze and know when is the best or worst choice to make decisions for the sake of that, like that like mask. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense at all, but like the.
Well, let's come back to that real quick, and because Bree replied again. Oh wait, Volk said you're tankier than a fully armored Agent 47. That's pretty cool. I like. It sounds like what you're saying is you're a pretty strong RoboCop. But it was. You guys were talking about relationships, so I remembered whenever I fell that rabbit hole about manifestation, there would be vids about breakups, like listen to this, and they'll come back in the next 24 hours or something like that. And I was just curious on what. No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's legit. That's just videos for clicks, dude. But yeah, sorry for interrupting you, Brendan.
No, you're good. And I guess to reemphasize, reiterate, I guess more like that. I feel like there are times where making the decision that would be like expected of you, or make a decision that you're programmed to, or whether it be society or whatever else. I feel like that is the better path for a lot of people. And
yeah, especially if you're living in the society in question, right?
Exactly.
There's more benefits than it's kind of like remember what we were talking about? Wait, were we talking about this on stream? I can't remember. About the guy who worked next to me and his son being a fucking edgelord.
Yeah, that was off stream.
Oh, okay. So chat, let me prep you guys up on this. A guy I work next to, like we talk, right, and he asked me to tutor his son in chemistry. His son's in high school, and I turned him down because I didn't want to be responsible for that. You know what I mean? But I recently asked him, like, how'd your son do in chemistry? And he said, like, the son's doing great, but basically that the son was going to drop out of school even though he gets straight A's or almost straight A's, and he's a good student. But the son's like, I'm 18 now, I'm going to drop out of school. And see, that's when going against society norms is not probably the best thing for you. You know what I mean? Like, at some points, you're just being edgy to be edgy. And that's, like, the point I wanted to bring up by talking about that story real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like if we're being, like, purely, like, objective, who the fuck is anyone to say what the right or wrong choice they make with their life, right? You don't look at things like, but I guess, like, in terms of, like, being a part of a society, right, there are just certain things you should do, or that would be a better idea for you to do, rather than just being like, hey, I want to do this, I'm going to go the opposite direction, right? Like, and I just think there isn't enough talk about those decisions, and really, like, I feel like a lot of people do overcorrect, or they do go past a certain point where they either make too little of those decisions, or they make too many of them.
Right.
And a good example is being in, like, a loveless, miserable marriage, relationship, etc. for way too fucking long.
And then Bree's saying, it does seem very silly, but there were a lot of people that genuinely did believe in those manifestation videos and hope for an outcome. But it was just so frustrating, Okay, so my stance on that issue is it sucks because I know it's bullshit, right? Or at least in my opinion, it's complete bullshit, and they're just getting taken advantage of for views, right? Because that's what that is. But if it, like, at some point, I feel like even if I think someone's doing something crazy or irrational or stupid, or at least like from my perspective, if it's helping them or doing something positive for them, like mentally or physically or whatever, I think it's okay, But I do think some people take things too far, right? And like at that point, you kind of have to like judge on a case by case basis of how these, like, okay, see, it's kind of like how I view like religion, right? I'm not like a religious person or anything. Like, I'm not like a Catholic, or like my family's Catholic and whatever. I'm not really a set religion, but I don't like denounce religion. I don't say, oh yeah, religion is dumb or whatever. While I do not agree with religion or religions in general sometimes, overall, I think they're good for people. Like, for instance, my mom's a really big like Christian, and it helped her get her life together, and I think overall that's good, even though I don't agree with it. You know what I mean? Like if it was helping them cope with the situation, yeah, you know. If it was helping them cope with the situation, maybe it helps them live another day. Maybe it gives them hope, you know, some kind of like you never know how people are affected by this, you know. What about you, Brendan? You think so? Dean, any input here?
Let me see about what specifically. You said religion, and I'm gonna be honest, I tuned out.
No, I get it. No, we're talking about like how on those manifestation videos that Bree was referencing earlier, there's like a lot of people that, what the fuck was that, thunder or something? But there's a lot of people that actually agree with that or believe in that, and they like wholeheartedly put their like faith in that something good's gonna happen because of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, with that, I feel like a lot of that comes from people just looking for it. I
Right.
feel like it manifests to them because it probably was already going to happen, but they just, because they put it in their minds, they put it on that. You know what I mean? Like they thought about that and they already marked it, they clocked it in their head. Then when it comes to it, they're like, oh, it's because of this and not because it was already going to happen anyway. Like, I know Bree said something about like, there's like a sound and then like, oh yeah, they'll come back to you, they'll respond the next day, you know, because of it, right? And I feel like a lot of that isn't because of the actual sound, but because people are probably anxious, insecure people that probably already like the other person probably already was going to respond, but they're because they have like an attachment issue or something of that sort. Now then equates the already going to respond to the they responded because of the sound.
Right.
Because if they're anxious and or have an attachment issue, they're already going to they're already going to have a specific I'm trying to say here. Like they're already going to be very like vulnerable to certain things like that anyway, because it tickles or massages the part in their head that's making them panic, making them like da, 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 da. You know what I mean, like that rolling voice. So and I feel like that's also very true for a lot of people that do believe in that, is they're usually compensating and or insecure for something. And just that extra thing helps them cope with the either attachment issue, the fear they have, or whatever unpredictable thing they could be dealing with, right?
Right.
So it's one of those things where like it's like you said, I think it is good for certain people. I think things like religion absolutely is good for people like that, because those people, they go psycho.
Yeah.
Those people have their fucking Joker moments and shit. Just because not because they're inherently bad people, but because humans are already kind of unpredictable and kind of weird. Whenever you start, whatever that's accentuated, people start making stupid decisions. Whether it be just due to hormones or due to trauma or something, right? So it's one of those things. One thing I do wish that people will be more cognizant of is whether or not those people are being taken advantage of, because they're like you'll see like those things of like the manifestation uranium, like those fucking things on Amazon, like this uranium, plutonium ingot will help you manifest your child's good grades, and it's like, bro.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing people need to be careful of. Like, it's fine if you wanna go down those rabbit holes and whatever, but you need to be able, and it's hard, especially if you're the one in question. But like, a lot of these people are just being used, right? They're the game for whoever's. It's like a cult, you know. They specifically search for. They specifically search for people who need that. You know what I mean? They need that help. Same thing with like flat earthers too, and other weird conspiracy theories.
A bunch of things, content creation, a bunch of fucking things in general. It's all just a bunch of cults. with a bunch of
Right.
with a bunch of nicey labels.
Like red
nice
pill
labels on there.
content too is like, and now we're circling
Yeah,
back.
It's a cult.
It's a fucking cult. That's
absolutely
exactly what
fucking
it
is.
is. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, Stranger Things. I saw that Stranger Things is back on for Dead by Daylight. That's lit, honestly.
Yeah, I think they finally realized their series is washed and they need the fucking licensing money.
Right. They finally realized they fucked up. Good for them.
Yeah, because it's in Fortnite. I don't know, because I figured it'd probably come back to Dead by Daylight if it's in Fortnite.
Right.
But yeah. Let me see. I think what we were talking about. I don't know. Can't tell if we ended or if we moved on or it pivoted.
Yeah, probably pivoted or something. Any flat earthers are so funny. They are, dude. Okay, dude, don't even get me started on flat earthers, dude. Like I don't like these guys. Like you can, it's not worth it to argue with them. You might as well just let them like listen and just be like, oh, cool, or let them talk and just be like, wow, that's interesting.
People like that already know they're wrong, but they're just doing something to either be a part of something or to feel special.
Right,
or just like argue.
And like you can't like I've tried arguing with flat earthers before, and it's not like you're not doing anything. No matter how much evidence you bring up, no matter what you say, it's never enough. They're not gonna change their mind because that's just how it is. When something we believe in is getting disproven, you're not like, oh, wow, I'm enlightened. Wow, I'm never gonna believe that way again. No, you're like, it turns into like you dig yourself down into your trenches, and then you're just like, yeah, let's fucking go then.
I don't know, Dre. If they took a camera to the moon and showed it was actually rocks instead of cheese, I think I'd start like changing my mind about her.
Well, here's the picture of the moon. No, that doesn't count. That's fake. That's screenshotted. You actually believe what NASA puts on their website, dude? Like that's like legit. Like what like these fuckers say. Like I could be like, oh, well, in my physics class, we learned that the reason why the Earth isn't flat is because the whole some guy tried to bring up that whole fucking sailboat nonsense. Where if we get a telescope and you look out in the horizon and the boat goes past the curve of the so-called curve of the Earth, which is like 5 miles or whatever, and you look through a telescope, you can still see the sails. And like there's that's actually like a phenomenon with like light refraction in physics and whatever, yada yada. But like you tell someone that and they're just like, oh, where'd you learn that? In school? Don't you know that school is where they indoctrinate you in that kind of mindset sheep? And it's just like, well, okay, I guess I'll go fuck myself then.
Yeah, I hate one of my biggest nitpicks. I hate when people pack a bunch of bullshit and invalid criticisms or actual things that probably are happening.
What do you mean?
Like when you brought up the whole like school indoctrination thing. I absolutely do think.
No, yeah.
In a lot of ways are used to either progress proper propaganda or to get people to think a certain way.
Yeah.
But just say it's used for something stupid like a fucking flat Earth or some bullshit like that is fucking asinine. I hate that shit.
Right, and another one. Oh, wait, before we go on, let me catch up with chat real quick. Reasoning, he got annoying by being a know-it-all. Bro, y'all just actually still believe in gravity? Walk on a wall, walked past the town bar once and saw that people outside toss a flat Earth around. That's understandable. NASA photoshops those images. No, yeah, that's an actual fucking like, where'd you get that? From the NASA website? Oh, you believe NASA? You believe the U.S. government? Oh, you believe anything someone tells you, huh? And then they like fucking look down on you, like degrade you and shit, like like scoff and like what the fuck?
Is, like,
Photoshop was not in the 60s, which is the funny thing. Yeah, and then fuck self. The wise man said you can never win an argument. Yeah, you can't win an argument with an idiot. That's so
what do
true.
you mean? Of course, Photoshop was. It was an invention by the deep state.
Yeah, they had Photoshop and computers since the Vatican, or not the Vatican.
Yeah.
Since the time of
1920s, they
Galileo.
had both
Didn't
of
you
it.
know?
Yeah.
But what were okay? Yeah, so like that's another thing with like indoctrination. Like talk that people talk about is like the whole like LGBTQ indoctrination thing. Just like just to me it's just so fucking irritating. I'm so tired of hearing it. Absolutely garbage, dude.
At some point, we need to tell people to shut up.
No, for real. Some
Let's just
people
put to
do
shut
not need a
up.
platform,
They really do.
and
so
some
they just don't deserve a
people
voice.
need to be Marie Antoinetted on top of. Never mind. We're getting into.
I think so. I think it depends on the talking point. I think if it's like, I think a lot of people do over exaggerate that saying. I think there are absolutely those people out there, but I think for majority of issues, they aren't them, right? I feel like
Right.
there absolutely fucking are. Like, okay, if you believe this, if you're saying this, I'm gonna shoot you.
Right?
You know
like
what I mean?
like just some people I don't I don't understand. Like I think people just think you're indoctrination, and you know what? That's exactly what it is. People don't understand like words like, because at the end of the day, words like indoctrination and propaganda are like fucking buzzwords for certain groups and types of people, and they use it constantly. And like I don't think they realize that it goes both ways, and they're being affected by it currently. You know what I mean? Also, what is this? The Pope used to play Doom on his PC run by Holy Water. Yeah, so do I. my PC is cooled by Holy Water, dude. Passed down by the Pope. And if you say otherwise, you're wrong. You got your information from Google. Wish it was real. That would be metal though. But yeah, like like you don't realize how much stuff you actually consume. Like everything you consume is some kind of propaganda in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do think there is indoctrination in school, like you were saying.
Yeah.
I think it's more. Oh God, we're gonna get into.
It's more like subtle and more like malicious than like a, oh hey guys, vaccines are gonna not give you like, you know, like that could be shit like that. It's gonna be like a like more brainwashy. Like it's going to be, and more malicious, like I said, it's gonna like downplay certain things in history or not share certain parts of
Right,
history
like the
and make
whole,
certain groups look
like
good.
the whole whitewash Martin Luther King thing. I don't know if I remember.
Or like showing like Harriet Tubman as like a train conductor or shit like that. instead
Yeah,
of
like
being,
weird
an
shit, dude. Like it's
Yeah.
basically what they do is they're basically not rewriting history. They're just hiding some parts of it from you. You know?
They're doing the thing where it's like a, you know how like there's like the whole Pinocchio loophole, or like, you know, you don't explicitly say, but you don't directly address what you're being asked,
Right.
or you say, or you hide the correct answer behind a answer that's entirely different by just not specifically like enunciating or being very specific about what you're trying to say.
Yeah. You're kind of just like you not evading the question, but
You're more like walking past it.
yeah. I see that a lot right now with oh, I don't even want to bring this up on stream right now. I see a lot with a lot of certain political things going on, and you can like just fucking tell, you know, when these people are asked a question and they're just like, well, actually, and they come up with like weird shit that are like not even related to the topic or question at hand.
Yeah, like or like a I guess here's a good example. It's like if somebody is like telling you, "Don't eat my food," right? But you either already ate and or are already planning on eating one of their pieces of food, right? They have like cinnamon rolls and they have like steak or something like that.
Yeah.
So instead of it being like a, yeah, I won't eat your food, it's like a, yes, I won't eat your steak. Don't worry.
I like how you brought up, like you specifically said, like Cinnabons and steak, because you know damn well that reinforces your argument. Because of course, if someone had Cinnabons and steak in the fridge, I'm gonna eat that shit, dude. And I feel like majority of the people in this chat too. Whether it's steaks or Cinnabons, if you see that shit in the refrigerator, nah. You're gonna fucking cop that shit, dude.
Yeah, and it's like that. It's like you're half agreeing with them. You're trying to get past and be like, yes, I won't eat your steak. Don't worry. So you're essentially you're agreeing with them, but you're not at the same time. It's that like kind of like half truth of a lie thing, where it's like, you know.
Yeah, I think is it called double speak? Is what they call it?
Is that
Something like that. I remember reading up on shit like that, and they called it double speak, where it's like you're saying something, but not really.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Because it's kind of hard to lie. Like if people like can inherently kind of pick up that's probably lying, right?
Skill issue. Be more manipulative. You know,
that's just like it's a thing. Like if you know a person long enough, like you probably lie to a stranger, but if you know a person long enough, you'd be like, okay, I know this motherfucker's lying, right? Like,
right?
The thing
yeah.
is that whenever those tactics like that are used, you don't psychologically your body doesn't show the whole I'm lying to you. You're still telling the truth, right? But
yeah.
But it's like that.
It's like, did you guys ever see the dissections of that? Like, I know we were talking about Pinocchio. The dissection of what Pinocchio said to that fucking king guy when he asked like if he knew where Shrek was.
Oh yeah.
And like when you break it down lie by lie, where it's like perhaps I may or may not know where Shrek is at this current time or place, but if I didn't know, then and it's just like he's basically saying he doesn't know where he knows where Shrek is. He's basically saying he doesn't know where Shrek is exactly or if he is still there. But it's like weird. Like, if you guys can try to look it up. I don't know where I saw the video, but look up like that, like a Pinocchio analysis in Shrek and see if you can find it. It was very interesting when the guy broke it down word for word or sentence by sentence. But go on. Sorry.
But yeah, no, just like that half truth lie thing that's the thing that they do in like schools is that they'll put a bunch of bullshit in there.
Yeah.
And that's just history.
Yep.
Right. Like socially, I guess it's also a place where like societal norms, quote, or like expectations are ingrained or pressed onto people.
Right. And hold on, let me catch up with chat real quick. Oh, they thrive off buzzwords. Buzzwords are eye-catching and they scare people. Yeah, that's exactly what they're used for, And some people just don't recognize that or choose not to. There are 2 different times. Want to know something funny? There are 2 different times Pope blood has been accidentally stolen from the priest within the last decade and then thrown out and found by the police. Jesus. Yum, Cinnabon, give me. Yep. We all want Cinnabons now. But yeah, Pope blood. But, yeah, I think school is used as like a tool to get more people into the idea of, okay, I'm trying to say what I want to say, but not sounding like a fucking crazy person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta.
I gotta rephrase this. Like, if I could tell this to Brennan, right? But like, I don't think I could tell this to. This isn't something I would say to like normal people. Like I wouldn't tell this to like a niece or a nephew, because then it's like, oh, the weird uncle is coming to Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? Oh fuck. I think there's a sort of dynamic in our current like society that has to do with classes, like socioeconomic classes. And I think first off, that's like a human, like kind of like we made that up, right? More or less. And I think the idea of that is indoctrinated into you throughout your schooling process, and it also indoctrinates you into like a sort of competitive, like you're competing with everyone else instead of fostering a more work together mindset like they say they do. And I think they do that for the benefit of people who are more advantaged when we think that way. I think.
I mean, just oppressive governments, impressive.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, the government and rich fuckers, you know.
Yeah, basically.
I'm like I could have like that's so funny. I could sum it up for that with one word or some shit, or a few words, but like those words are like not like.
When you talk about shit like that, you just always get a bunch of bootlickers. They're always just all act weird.
No, yeah, like I try to phrase things like, okay, so it's another example. Like what I'm trying to do is so I'm sure we're all familiar with the term critical race theory. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And like a lot of people, like as soon as they hear the words critical race theory, they're instantly like, "Oh, dude, oh, what the fuck, dude? Fuck that! No, you're fucking dumb."
Yeah.
You know, and they get all offensive and stuff. But for some people, if you explain it to them without using the words critical race theory, they're more open to the idea of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how another good example for that is toxic masculinity.
Yeah. Yep.
Where it's like, like it's because like it's due to propaganda. It's just due to either like just actual bad actors or people in general who do it accidentally that will just have an opinion about it and then will stigmatize it or stigmatize conversations around it just so you don't feel as good about bringing it up.
Right. And another thing I was just thinking about the other day that is also affected by this is like things like fuck, what am I trying to say? Like the PC, like the whole PC thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, like saying shit like woke.
Yeah, woke, and like I feel like it's like when people say woke or PC nowadays. Now it's like you look at it and it's like, oh, it's just people, it's fucking liberals, young liberals, just being
like,
stupid or some shit.
I like if somebody unironically uses that word, I already have a perception of them. I know exactly what type of person they are in my mind almost.
Right.
Even though it's probably not true, I still form that like, okay, yeah, I know what type of person you are.
Because it's like that was the label that was pushed, and that's why we view being PC and being woke is bad because of things like the media, and like they highlight that whole they highlight the extremists, right? You know what I mean? Same thing with feminism. You know, even though feminism has a great fucking history of like woman empowerment and all that fun stuff and jazz.
Of normal people.
Huh?
Of like normal people.
Yeah, of like normal people. The only thing you hear about is like the weird girl with a chip on her shoulder and has like fucking blue hair, right? It's always that, right? It's all you hear about when people talk about feminists. Especially if they're not talking about like the older feminists, you know what I mean? And same thing with like PC and woke culture, right? You don't like, because if you get back to it, into what originally started these like, you know, quote unquote movements or whatever, it wasn't like it is now, right? It's not, or it wasn't portrayed like it was now, right? It was all about just having like the fucking respect, right, of for this other fucking human being, you know what I mean? Every time someone used woke, I would always think they were making an egg joke saying I'm yoked. Woke, yoked. Well, people use woke and yoke for a lot of things. Woke. Speaking of yoke, I ate bolot again because it was offered to me, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I don't know. I think it's at this point. I think I wouldn't. What's the word for it? I probably wouldn't order it, but if it was like on the table, I definitely crack one open and eat it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's one of those like it's like crab mac and cheese probably. That same like
Crab mac and cheese. What?
no Kraft mac and cheese.
Oh,
where it's
crap.
Like
Wait, what?
it's like one of those like Kraft mac and cheese things where like you probably wouldn't go out of your way to get it, but if it's an easy, accessible way, you'd be like, yeah, fuck it, absolutely.
Dude, Kraft mac and cheese is fucking lit, dude. What are you talking about?
Oh man, that shit's only good when you're drunk.
Oh no, dude. I fucking
Or it's
I like Kraft mac and
like having
cheese.
swap. Like it like you know it's good slop, but it's still slop.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, like I only eat it if I'm like drunk or if I'm feeling like some fucking slop tonight. You know what I
See,
mean? Like,
that's how I
it's
feel
fu-
about Taco Bell, or not Taco Bell, Jack in the Box tacos.
Yeah, it's like that.
Sets down mac and cheese bowl. You see, I think that perception. Never mind. Let's not talk about mac and cheese right now. Fuck. This is such a what's the word for it? This is a wild like conversation we're having right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is what we call, what's the word for it? We're having a really good dialogue right now. Is basically what we're doing.
Yeah. The fucking sissy podcast.
Wait, what podcast?
The fucking sissy podcast.
What? Why are we sissies?
Because we have all these woke liberal ideas.
Oh yeah. Do we have that one? I mean,
A lot of the shit we're talking about would be called woke too by a lot of people.
yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't think like, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. We'd be called pretty woke.
Yeah.
Sad. They're putting these labels on us. No.
Yeah. It's fucking silly.
We actually strive for in my communications class, like you would strive for these type of dialogues, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's pretty yoke, right, Bree?
See, I'm okay with these dialogues because we're in an echo chamber right now. If stupid, I can ban them for life.
No, yeah, right. I get what you mean, but ideally you would strive to have these with like anyone, you know? Where it's not like,
but...
no, because it's like you know, it's hard to do, obviously, because
it's hard
fuckers.
to do. Yeah, it's hard to do because like there's always like there's always like a placement test. You can't just like raw dog. You gotta have like a placement test with people, where you kind of have to like slowly talk about this shit and see how they respond, and if they respond anyway, but that makes you feel like, you know, okay, this guy's a psycho. Then, like,
It's like, they get out of there, dude.
yeah, it's like okay. Like at some point, there's like typically one, maybe two conversations that tells you, okay, I'm never talking about this with this person again if I don't hang out with them again.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like there's always like that one thing a person says. Like that's why people always make like those things where it's like, oh, if this white person likes Sam Hyde, run.
Right,
Yeah,
and then there's like like what's the fucking word for it?
Just not a stereotype, but prejudice maybe.
No, not a prejudice. It's like no, I don't want to say red flag.
Kind of is like because I do that a lot. Or a good one is like if there is ever a guy that talks about Gamergate in like an unironic or like non-mockery tone, then you know to run, right? Like
Deal
like
break.
that type of shit.
Yeah, like a deal breaker, you know. But see, like with these, so like this dialogue, me, Brennan, and you guys, because you guys might not be talking, but you guys are part of this, right, chat? Like this whole dialogue here. it's not like I'm not like if Brendan says something, I'm not like, well, actually, you're wrong, and we're not like debating or nothing. We're just kind of getting topics and we're expanding upon their ideas and whatever. And injecting our own like insights to it. And then coming up with new insights as we're talking. And you guys are also a part of that. And these dialogues are like great ways of communications. Basically you could just call them a discussion. And I think they're far more effective than debates when it comes to like, I don't want to say indoctrinating people into ideas or like not changing or like adjusting people's views, because you're like kind of like, it's kind of like you're including them in it and you're kind of leading them. Not like you're not trying to lead them. Like I'm not trying to inject my opinions into someone, but you're both parties are kind of adjusting their worldviews on their own in a way.
Shit, you're not. Shit, you heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. Shit, we're trying to indoctrinate your ass. It's sissy liberal bullshit.
Okay, I think the 5 people in the chat right now are like, they're not phased by this. Okay,
they're new soldiers for the new world order.
yeah, they're all gonna become communists now. You get ready.
They're gonna smoke weed, kiss somebody of the opposite gender, and betray their parents. That's the end goal.
Volk is watching a 10-hour conspiracy theory iceberg. Yeah, a lot of people don't know how to do this type of dialogue anymore, Tomby. And I feel like that's a product of a lot of things. And part of it is like a mentality of, somebody's right, somebody's wrong. And the whole split in like, especially in America, between like views and stuff. And another part of it is anytime we see media like or put anything to do with politics, right? It's always a debate in any kind of issue, whether it's fucking sports or some celebrity drama. It's always like in a debate format, which is cool. Debates are great for they're fun to watch. I'm not gonna sit here and be like as much as I don't agree with Ben Shapiro, I fucking love watching Ben Shapiro, dude. He like when he debates, it's fucking hilarious, dude. And I don't agree with him. I still think he's baby boy Ben Shapiro, and he's kind of a bitch. But I will admit, watching the guy is pretty fun to do. And that's what debates are, like entertainment. And people shouldn't really view it as like a source of information, right?
That's the thing. That's one thing I dislike about debates is that it's what I like to call a quick time event generator.
A quick time event generator.
Because it's not like, because that's one thing that makes it really obnoxious to talk about certain things, is that you always have the person that doesn't, even if they have opposing viewpoints, they don't contribute to it in any meaningful way. They instead have a pre-programmed preset, like they're from fucking Half-Life or Gmod or something, of what they'll say in response to this, because they've been programmed and or choose to respond to that idea in a certain way. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like that, where like a lot of debates generate that bullshit, where it's just like there's like a certain talking point or a certain thing like woke or yada yada yada, that's pre-programmed into the person. It's like their winter soldier activation code that they'll just fucking like say and like
because you spout they just spout the shit. Like if you talk to someone, right, who's like an avid listener of these types of medias, and you say like their fucking trigger words, like fucking woke, like Brendan's saying, like, you know what you're gonna hear? You're gonna hear whatever they're fucking listening to on CNN or Fox News. That's all it is. They're just a fucking record tape. They don't have any decent thoughts of their own. They just kind of like, and that's fine. That at the end of the day, we're not meant to have like grasp on every single topic. But some people don't understand that, I feel like.
Yeah, it's more like there's not enough respect for if you don't know enough about something, or if you can't at least have the ability to acknowledge that and you're just saying your shit and letting it rock. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
There's one thing. Like,
it's
you
true.
could say
You
shit and not know
don't
about
always
it.
deserve an opinion.
Yeah.
That's
Like, you can say shit
absolutely
about
true.
something. And like as long as you're acknowledging that, like, okay, this is like I'm not the best person to fucking say anything about this, but you can still like share like your own like opinion about it. That's one thing, right? But to basically talk about it and act like, or even like be like you're on a level some people that should and do have opinions about this shit is just fucking, it's obnoxious. Like, shut up.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Also, chat, let me update you of what I'm doing. I know I spent all that time placing that kelp down. And now that it grew, I'm cutting it all down. Not because I'm like looking for more kelp. This is for because the water source blocks were placed on the top. All of this before was just water going from the top and then to the bottom. It just looked like an actual lake. But when you have kelp sit and grow like that, it changes it all to like an actual water source block. So I don't have any examples of it anymore. But before, if I dropped like a stake down there, it would sink to the bottom and stay there. But now, because they're all full blocks because of the kelp, they can float, basically. And that's why I'm breaking it. These were never meant to be permanent. I will add some back later, though, but in case anyone's wondering. That's why I always say I could be wrong, or correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm open to being corrected. Yeah, right. That's exactly what it is. But some people don't have that same mindset. You know what I mean, Tomby? Like they don't want to be wrong, and that's just human nature, of course. I was wondering. Even then, I prefer my boy Papa Nurgle. I was wondering, I missed the Army of Two game series. Oh, dude, I used to play Army of Two. Brendan, you ever played Army of Two?
No.
The game for PlayStation. I think I played it for PSP though, and it was pretty sick because you played as like it was basically imagine Gears of War, except you're playing with a bot. And it's your partner.
So it's kind of like
and I think you could switch between the two characters. Kind of.
Or I guess no, you can switch. Probably like Lego game.
Yeah. Yes, Bree. We'll go grab the coral and the sea pickles. First off, I need to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do with all these fucking. I guess I'll just throw them in here. Fuck it. We'll just make dry kelp. I don't give a shit. That's what we're doing. Army of Two is meant to be a co-op game mainly. Yeah. Kind of like a Way Out. But there is bots. There is a bot if you don't have a partner, right? I just know because I didn't really have anyone to play with. So, yeah. Kind of how it is. Based on co-op strats. Mm-hmm. Damn, this is such a great conversation we've been having. Really enjoying this. I prefer these types of I like these streams. We haven't done this in a while, huh?
We really haven't. Like we've done a few of them, but not like. I know there's a point where you're just doing them like constantly, nonstop.
No, yeah, we did a lot of these. And that was because, wow, what were we doing?
COVID, I think, still. Because even though it wasn't like raw.
Oh, with it, I think this was
lockdowns and shit in like 2021.
I think this was around the time where we were still playing Town of Salem. Maybe.
Yeah, that was 2021.
Yeah. So guys, dude, we used to do this more often. Like I would only stream like once a week, and like we'd play like Town of Salem or something and just vibe out like how we're doing now. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
But let's see. I like these streams too. Yeah. These streams are awesome, dude. What is I remember playing it with my dad for the first time when I was getting into gaming. Dude, Army of Two seems like the perfect game to play with a dad. It seems like one of those games. Okay, I have no idea where any of my stuff is supposed to go. Where's Elijah put labels on these?
Put labels on them, switch them.
Yeah.
Piss them off.
just be chaotic to be chaotic, you know.
I love doing that to people. I love like if I don't even live with them, but I know they have a sorting system. I'll specifically go in and fuck it up.
Right.
But not like
you know,
like
I was
fuck it
just
up in a way that'll take them.
I was just thinking about like something about you know how you know the whole Israel and Palestine thing,
Yeah.
and how Israel's kind of like has that. It feels like they kind of have that attitude of like, yeah, we're doing war crimes, but what are you gonna do? Try and stop us? You know what I mean? And like I feel like if I was a leader of a country, I'd be that fucker. Like, what are you gonna do? You know?
This was the worst possible sentiment you could fucking say towards the fucking people of the country that's supporting you, because it's an immediate like, okay, yeah, so you're saying that now. Good luck existing in like 30 years, assholes. Because like at some point these old people are gonna die, right?
Right.
So it's like it's a thing. Like, these old people are gonna die, and it's not every politician that goes up is gonna be a Zionist, especially when the good majority of millennials and Zoomers are not Zionists in the slightest, and
Right.
think it's bullshit.
No, yeah. Well, I don't know. It depends on how propaganda you know.
The only people that aren't Zionists that are millennials or Zoomers are like Harry Potter adults.
What?
The only people that are like Zionists that are like from like millennials or Zoomers are like Harry Potter and Disney adults and shit like that. Like they're people that like.
Okay. Wait. Hold on. Let's not finish this sentiment. Feels a little fucking targeted, dude.
It's not.
Yeah,
No, it's yeah, but you know what I mean. Like they're people that aren't gonna go up for real. They aren't gonna be elected anyway.
right.
Right. So it's like. It's
Like,
almost,
you
it's
kind of
almost
just
like,
do whatever. You know, they don't give a
yeah.
fuck.
It's almost like you could say like there are conservative Zoomers and millennials, right? But I mean like those people are freaks anyway.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I mean so it's like it's one of those things where it's like.
Dude, I remember not funniest, it's kind of sad. Like one of the stories I heard of like, I guess I forget their name, but there's like this Gen Z fucking big conservative person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And someone was telling a story of them like their parents, like they went to college and you know they experienced the world, and when they came back they had like quote unquote the liberal ideologies, you know what I mean?
I mean they
And-
turned back into a human.
And yeah, they turned back into a human. And the parents, they're fucking rich, of course, right? And she's a nepo baby, and the parents were like, "No, we can't be having that. We can't be trusting you with our money." So they sent her to a fucking conversion camp. Fucking imagine, dude.
How you get MKL to your fucking kid?
Yeah. Fucking people pay
Yeah, like-
money for that shit, dude. That's wild.
Yeah. Like that isn't gonna fucking backfire on you.
Like, oh, jeez. The length people go, right?
Yeah. That's what it all boils down to. It's fucking a bunch of bullshit.
Also, speaking of Israel and Palestine, chat. This is my pig pen. I call it Palestine. Do not free.
What an awful fucking pivot. What an awful fucking pivot. That's fucking awful.
No, I'm just.
What an awful pivot.
Oh God.
What
No,
the
it just
fuck?
reminded me of the whole situation in Gaza and whatnot.
What the fuck?
It's- Set it on fire. No, you see, Volk, look. See, these pigs over here, these are civilians, you know? But those cows over there, those are the real targets. That's why I'm deciding where am I gonna place TNT strategically where I kill the cows and only some of the citizens, you know? That's the main question. I know, I'm gonna get canceled for this. It's alright. It's fine. I deserve it probably.
Stinks.
Let's see, how am I gonna do this now? Okay, so now we have this lake bed. We need to add some stuff down there. Let's do...
You know what's gonna be a fucking word that I'm gonna love when it goes into like the whole like woke overused buzzword?
What?
Cancelled.
Cancel.
I can't fucking.
It's
wait.
already
Oh
a
my
fucking buzzword, dude. I hear it all the
Yeah,
time on like right-wing media.
Until it turns into the fucking cringe, like, okay, bro, like, pack it up type word. It's already moving towards that, but it's like, dude, I can't fucking wait. Oh my god. Now people just use it ironically. Some people use it unironically, and I just want to call them a fucking slur every time they do. 'Cause I'm just like, bro, shut up. Because it's almost like the... Like, cause like the whole original like point of it was the whole like, oh hey, R. Kelly was peeing on 14-year-olds. We should like maybe not buy his music anymore.
Right.
It was things like that.
Go Scorched Earth. Am I getting called out? Wait, what do you mean you're getting called out, Tomby? I don't think you're getting called out.
Called out for what?
Yeah, you gotta be more specific. There's a lot of things you're saying
like,
that could call people out.
Yeah, shit, like peeing on 14-year-olds? Like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, wait. You're not getting called out for that, right? You're not. No. For using the word cancel. Oh. Well, Brendan, are they getting called out for using the word cancel?
I haven't heard them talk. I don't know if they're using it ironically or unironically in what context. Like,
yeah.
Are you saying the N-word and saying that, or are you making like a slightly provocative but kind of, you know, harmless joke and then using it? Because one you have a good reason, and the other you're just being a pussy.
I do not pee on anybody, just so you know. All right, just check in, Tomby. You know, you had us concerned there. We're glad you
Damn, maybe in another life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like oh, a good example is Mr. Beast. Do you see like some of the shit Mr. Beast is saying on Twitter?
Recently? What is he saying? I haven't kept up.
After he made like the 100 wells in Africa bullshit.
Oh yeah,
he
yeah.
Was
okay.
like, he was like on Twitter being like, I know I'm gonna get canceled for helping people, but I just want you to
like, that's what you meant. Like, when
I'm like, shut up.
Okay, so I thought you meant like talking about people who are like, oh, we should cancel this person or whatever. But like,
No,
you're thinking about like, oh, I'm gonna get canceled for when I say it. I know what you mean.
Yeah, like that type of thing. Like,
that irritates me too.
Like, just being a fucking pussy. Shut up. I mean,
It's honestly, it's just people that get upset because they can't say the N-word anymore, or the R word, you know.
Yeah, it's just they're trying to victimize themselves, and like, they either just have an ego issue or they're pussies, and they should just shut up. Now, if you were an unironic racist and you were being like, yeah, I'm gonna get canceled for that,
then yeah, that's valid.
Like,
no.
Yeah, it's valid. Like, yeah, you'd be like, yeah, I probably would. I can't let my racist ways go to the public. Yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah,
I have to find an echo chamber first.
Yeah, right. But if it's like you're just using it to victimize yourself as something that's slightly provocative or something because like you're anxious or you're a pussy, that's annoying.
Oh, dude, fucking conservatives use that shit all the time to be like, oh my god, I'm gonna get canceled for my political beliefs. Like, nah, I mean,
I'm gonna get canceled for saying a psycho fucking thing, guys.
Oh, fuck.
I'm such a victim for saying something I really shouldn't.
I'm gonna get canceled because I think the Palestinians should be locked in a cage.
Yeah, I'm gonna get.
They
Basically.
say the wildest shit too. Some of them.
Yeah, we like.
Oh god.
Like, oh, I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna get can't. It's basically the same energy as like those old uncles or like old heads who would be like, man, you can't talk to a woman there anymore. You put your hand in her ass and you'll call you the police. like that same energy. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, everything's sexual assault now.
Yeah, if you're gonna talk to a woman, you'll be alerted to the police. You'll be put under arrest. I'm like, shut up. No, you won't.
Fuck.
It has that same energy of like, shut up.
Yeah, I get it.
It's like, pack it up, Unc. Okay, go back to the fucking nursing home.
Wait, what's the Mr. Beast tea? Oh yeah, we were just talking about that.
I just talked about he's a pussy.
Does anyone even watch Mr. Beast content here?
I don't. It's mostly just children that watch him.
I don't know. He gets a lot of views, but I've like watched one of his videos, I think.
I want to bring up, I believe, is my own personal psycho conspiracy theory. I believe in a dead YouTube theory. I believe in dead content theory. I feel like a good majority of top creators don't have actual people in there, but bots. I think a good majority of people that are actually watching don't actually exist.
Right.
Because, like, have you ever heard of like, the dead internet theory?
Yeah, that it's mostly bots and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it's not true for the internet as a whole, but for a lot of content creators, it absolutely is. It's just used to, like, embezzle and generate ad revenue.
Yeah.
Because I feel like certain content creators, whenever you have those views, you are way more culturally relevant, or that person should be more culturally relevant than they actually are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like, I feel like if that many people really watched him, I'd hear about way more about Mr. Beast in like daily life.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's with anybody. Like, I feel like PewDiePie was kind of like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Even, like-
Yeah. Like I don't hear about. Well, I feel like okay. So I don't hear a lot about like YouTubers and stuff in real life anymore. But then again, I'm not in high school anymore.
Yeah.
Right. But I get what you mean. And that brings it back to like my point. In fact, I was talking about this a little bit on that one TikTok video I did, that first one, where I was like, stuff on the internet, it's like not real. You know what I mean? Because yeah, we could sit here and like talk about the whole drama between like this and that, but when you go out in the real world, like unless you're with someone who's also like kind of chronically online, then you kind of you don't really hear much about it, if anything at all.
One thing that's interesting about the chronically online term, that's one thing that's interesting to me, because I feel like it feels like that's only not true towards old people. I feel like who isn't online?
No, yeah, I see. Okay, I get what your point is, and I think this was more of a thing, like way before, and like maybe if this was 2012, chronically online makes sense.
2010 to 2012 it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense anymore. A lot of things you can't buy Blu-rays from Best Buy anymore. You can't, like, who isn't on the internet in some way, shape, or form?
Right.
I think there are people that probably are a little bit more invested in like communities online than others, but like that term is kind of incorrect at this point.
Because we are all always online.
Yeah,
I think it's just more towards like the people who are really, really like power users, right? Because we can all be online, but we all don't need to be power users. You know what I mean?
I feel like anybody that's below the age of like 30 or even like 40 is a power user.
Okay.
I'm hard to press to find a person that is like Amish that isn't a power user of the internet in some way, shape, or form, whether it be through TikTok or through
focusing. All I know is everybody is trying to cancel Mr. Beast for random things he did that make no sense, such as him making wells in Africa.
No, it's just a bunch of people fucking like hating on him or pointing out legitimate criticism that he
he probably likely wouldn't do any of this shit unless he was making money or getting validation or
Yeah.
like, his ego boosted from it. And that's a valid criticism, but it doesn't mean like he's still doing good shit. It's just one of
Yeah,
those
it's
things where
just
probably,
that's what they're saying, you know.
and whenever he does shit like he's being a pussy and being like, I'm gonna make it cancel, basically proves their points even more. It's like, okay, yeah, you likely are just doing it for your ego, and that's fine. You could do it for your ego. At least be honest about it. Don't be a fucking coward and be a pussy. You know what I mean? Like it's like that.
Right.
Like, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, shut up.
I use
Stop
the
making yourself be
chronically
a victim.
offline phrase for people who are actively on multiple online platforms all the time. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense, right? Like I'd use it for some fucker who's active on like Reddit and Discord and Twitch and this and that, and you know what I mean?
I'm just like, who isn't at this point that though? That's my point, is that like who doesn't have their dopamine receptors fried at this point below like the age
Well,
of, like,
not
30 or
everyone
40?
uses like a lot of apps like that. There's still people
Yeah,
who
like-
just use Twitter or something like that, you know?
I just think it's not because I don't believe that it's not possible. I just don't think, at least in American society, there is enough other things to do in public for people. There's not enough third spaces for people to actually go to and do to warrant that. Unless they have like jobs or something, right? That's valid. But like in terms of general like enjoy like self-fulfillment, there isn't that much to actually do.
That is true. I agree. Well, I think it just depends where you are. Right? Like if you're in a bigger city, there's stuff to do.
Yeah, but that's a bigger city. Like there's a lot of people who really aren't. Think about the people that live in like rural areas. There's a lot of people that live in rural areas. Like yeah, in New York, if you live in like someplace in New York, yeah, fuck yeah, there's tons of shit to do. But not everybody lives in New York.
Right.
Even then, there's upstate New York, and there's a lot of rural shit up there. There's nothing to do. But there's millions of people who live in those areas, right? So it's like,
Right.
and also too, the average person our age is socially inept. You know what I mean? It's not like everybody our age is a social fucking butterfly. So it's not like they're going out to like the library and talking to people. Because you even brought this up yourself. You've had old ladies go up to you and be like, people just don't talk anymore. You know what I mean?
Wait, what? What do you mean?
You remember telling me stories of like you just being like the store, or it might have been another friend, I can't remember. It was somebody that was in like the store, and there'd just be like older ladies or somebody who just go up to you or just talk. Like old people just have conversations with you. They'll just be like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? How are you doing?" And they'll.
I think I know. I think I know what you're talking about. I'm not sure if I was the one that brought it up.
It might have
But
been
yeah,
another friend that works in the store.
Yeah, I've experienced that as well.
Yeah, where like you'll have an old person be like, or not even an old person, somebody's like even like 30, like in their 40s or 50s, be like, people just don't talk to each other anymore. And that's very like that's true. Nobody fucking talks anymore. But that's a big thing people are complaining about. Even when millennials or teenagers, everybody's always fucking texting.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, who isn't fucking chronically online?
Right.
And that's what I mean is that like I think there are people that are fucking like weirdos, but weirdos have always existed. They're not because they're online. They're just weird, right?
Right.
And so that's one thing. Also, I'm so mad.
Sometimes I like to sit there and enjoy my thoughts. I get that, Tomby. What was that? You wasn't paying attention?
I wasn't paying attention, and my fucking pickaxe broke. My silk touch mending fucking pickaxe.
Damn.
I'm so mad.
I'd be fucking pissed too.
I am because it doesn't fucking. They need to add a sound that warns you when things are like about to break. Because I'm not gonna look at my tiny ass little hotbar to see if something's gonna break or not. They need to add like a little like ding or something.
Right.
Like a ding ding like that. There's just like. I mean, way more like because any mod that's worth their weight in salt, if you make a mod pack, has something like that, like an inventory tweaks where like it gives you like a little like pop up or makes a little sound whenever you're close to breaking something. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what we fucking need. We don't need wholesome 100 bullshit. We need like quality of life. That's an entirely different topic.
Well, that's just the direction Minecraft wants to go. And what can we do except for putting it on the fucking forum that they ignore for 5 years?
finding a group that all has Java and playing Java instead.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I would like that's the solution. Like this is fun. I like the people I play with. At some point, like that's why I hate Bedrock. Cause like any issues I have, anything I have an issue with, I just go and fix by modding it. You can't really do that with Bedrock.
Right.
And that's where I feel like any like people complaining about like Minecraft and they only play Java, I feel like they need to shut the fuck up because they could just mod things in and out, right? People I actually take seriously are Bedrock players because they're stuck with this shit. They
Right.
have no choice.
Let's see what Tomby's saying. It does feel like younger people struggle with social skills. COVID also, yeah. I think COVID was one of those things that just kind of affected everybody in a weird way.
I like how it affected everybody because at least you know, like, okay, it's not just I'm a freak; it's that everybody was also fucked with.
Right. Well, like,
It's
because I
worse.
was affected. Like, I used to go out and do shit, and COVID happened, and now I'm a fucking streamer.
Yeah. Also,
You
too,
know?
that's a good point. A lot of places that people used to go to have closed. You know how many fucking restaurants have closed?
Oh, so much of
Right?
course.
Like just can't go and hang out places much anymore. You really couldn't before COVID, but now, like it's not really a fucking thing. Like yeah, you can go to a bar, right? But like, going to a bar is interesting because you either meet severe alcoholics or people that are just like going there because they're like it's like their first time going there. And that, at least in my experience of doing stuff at bars, because like nobody really wants to fucking consume alcohol at this point, especially how easy to just get weed and also just the focus off of substances in general. Most people I know don't do any substances. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, you're right, Tomby. Streamers don't have lives.
I'm the weird one with how I use substances, so it's one of those things where it's like,
I don't know. I think that's a place thing because I don't think that's particularly
place
true over here in my
Okay.
neck of the woods.
Okay.
Like when I go to the bar, I see people that go there like often, right? And that is like their social hangout kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but are they alcoholics or are they just going there to hang out?
I think their alcoholism is where they hang out. If that makes sense.
So could you rephrase that?
Like, okay, see, there's alcoholic, and then there's alcoholic. Like, we like I'm trying. Fuck, how am I gonna explain this? Like, there's people that go out a lot, but I feel like, yeah, they go out to go drink and have fun with their friends, but I feel like mostly the reason they're going out is for like to hang out with their friends and stuff and to be out there socially, and if anything the alcohol is there as an assistant to make it easier or just like a icing on the cake kind of thing, because it does make it easier when you're drinking. It's a lot more easier to socialize and do shit like that, it's just how it be.
Yeah.
And like I think when I think of alcoholic, I think of two types of people: the high functioning alcoholics, and then the very obvious alcoholics,
Yeah.
Also, I kind of want to see what this place looks like with my RTX on. See if it works.
Now, my question is for you. Do you think that people that do it for that reason could socialize without the alcohol out there? Like, do you think they need the alcohol to do that, or do you think they could sit there? If you told them, hey, go here and don't drink alcohol, like keep going to the bars and socialize, but don't drink alcohol for like a month, do you think they'd be able to do it?
Some of them, yeah. Some of them, no. I think it's like also a friend group thing too. You do together. And
So
it's kind of suck because like people still go out and they're just a designated driver. You know what I mean?
That is true, yeah.
Right. Also, my texture pack is still scuffed and I don't know how to fix it. It's too reflective. But in here, it's fine. It's odd. I don't know why it's making the grass and stuff shiny. There's supposed to be more texture on here. Water looks cool though.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm so glad they patched out the fucking boat, like the shovel bullshit for making boats. Oh my god.
Sent you a dumb video. Thank you, Volk. I'll go watch that later.
Oh man.
Let me try the other texture pack. Oh, let me try something, chat. Real quick.
Beep 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 beep.
Oh yeah, and chat. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow. If I do, it might be late, but maybe not because I do have class kind of earlier in the morning. But I agreed. In fact, Tuesdays might not even be a stream day for me anymore. I agreed to cover someone for 2 months while they're in the Philippines, which is super puggers. Filipinos, man. They like going back to the motherland every now and then.
Shit, they're going to Cebu, Angeles, and Manila. Or no,
No, I didn't ask.
you can ask.
Yeah.
Trying to see what type of visit it is.
It's probably they're probably going back to see family and or doing something like that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the Filipinos here, that's what they do. They kind of like leave work for like 2 months over here and then they just go out to go do their thing.
Yeah, because
these shaders are so much better, or this texture pack is so much better. I should just stick with
because the I'm looking at them funny answer is Angeles City.
Oh, that's the one you were telling me about, where it's just full of debauchery there.
Yeah, it's like the brothel capital of the fucking world. It's like
it's great.
It's funny. It's just like it feels like Cebu or Manila. Yeah, I can get it.
Oh yeah, let's go up here, chat, and see what this looks like from the top.
Say boo, say boo. Say boo.
Something about this looks weird, like the textures. I don't know what it is. Yeah, and now I'm back at like I need to do something about this waterfall because I think it looks nice, but something about it, man, I just not agreeing with it. I need to go look for a lush cave and get some moss. What can I do here? I feel like I could make it wind. Like if you look at this chat, instead of one big gush down, start from there and go down like that, like kind of yeah, like a little snake down, you know what I mean? All right, I'm gonna head out. All right, Tomby, you have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you participating in our weird discussion here.
Yeah.
Oh, good thing we didn't scare you off.
Yeah, shit, if anything, I say so much inflammatory shit. I wouldn't be surprised. Let me see. Damn. I wonder how audiobook like content would do, because audiobooks are always great, right? But I wonder how like doing it in like a fucking e-girl ASMR way would work. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? It was I put the picture.
Okay, like a light novel.
Like anything, like a light novel, wuxia, anything, just any like form of literature where it's just like
And it's
you
like,
know,
ooh, will.
well, so no, not oohing it, but like having like the camera presented, having the microphone in front of you, having like a really good microphone, and it's almost like someone reading to you, but like not through like the super like cut up and like edited version of like an audiobook, but more like a like
So is this one
more like
someone telling you a story?
yeah, essentially. Like
Don't they do that already?
no
Like the
no any,
creepypasta people?
in a way, yeah, I guess it is kind of like what they do. So I guess it would probably perform similar to that.
Yeah, I think stream wise, I think it would go well depending on where you time your stream. Because I feel like a lot of people will tune in for like the ASMR aspect as they sleep or they're trying to wind down.
Yeah, I was even thinking about streams. I was thinking about like videos.
Yeah,
just, like,
videos will probably be in the same category as like creepypasta or podcast. Like they'll do good for people who are like doing something else or trying to just sleep or something.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Depending on what you're reading too. Why is that what you were gonna do for your voiceover stuff?
Nah, that's what I was thinking. I just thought about, cause I wanted to. I still have it in like the pipeline of like practicing and making audiobooks and stuff. But I was like, what if I get my camera and get like a nice little sweater and like create like get like a green screen to sit and like read shit like it's like
I feel like I've seen someone do that before.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good, right? But I think
You probably have to read it through a character rather than it be through you.
no, you can read it through you, right? However, I would expect more. It seems a little excessive because I would expect more people to not be looking at it like that, you know?
Yeah, I could see that, but there are a lot of podcasts now are video form. Like that's the new meta, this new thing we'll move into.
Right, yeah,
Where
but
it's
there's
like, there are audio versions, but you can probably make an
no,
audio only version.
no, what I mean is like what's interesting when you're watching like a podcast of like the Logan Paul talking or something or whatever podcast you watch. You're watching like the person and the mannerisms as they're talking about you need to authenticate Microsoft services. Okay, great. I'll go fuck myself then. You're watching them as they're talking about like their stuff and it gives it like a because you're watching like their body languages and stuff too as they're talking about a topic. Whereas if you're watching someone read a story, you're just watching them narrate something. You know what I mean?
I think that comes down to what type of narrator you are, because if you like,
well, okay, yeah. If you're like one of those like you know how you would read to like a child or something, and you'll exaggerate things. That's one thing, but from what you were saying, it kind of made it sound like
Well, I guess like if you, I'm trying to think. Have you had like a friend or anybody just read to you? You just hang out and you guys have that person just reads to you.
like read what?
Anything.
Well, a little while ago we were reading Reddit stories to each other, I guess. But
Yeah, but it could be kind of like that. Like I'm thinking about like I had a friend whether it be like reading like you just guys chill out and read Percy Jackson or hang out together, do something like that. Like kind of be like that.
no,
Because audiobooks don't capture that. They really don't. like they're clear and concise, and they have like certain things, but they don't like there's like a if you're with a friend, they're emotive. They talk. They like do other things.
They
Like,
commentate.
yeah, there's a little bit of that.
Yeah, okay, so I've never done that before, so that's probably why I'm not seeing what you're saying here.
Like, and that's what I mean. Like,
I've always just
probably
been
what I
like a
found.
solo kind of reader, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. It's more even if you don't pay attention to the book in general, it's still just like it's the person you're hanging out with, and that's what I'm thinking of. Like that's the experience really that it'd be like.
Then like if you're
is that
when you're explaining it that way, and I think that's good because you're making it more about like it's about the personality reading to you, right?
yeah.
And it's hanging out and whatever.
Yeah, like if something's funny in the book, right? The audiobook's gonna blankly think about it like, oh, this happened, da, da, da. And that would be funny to you, but that's not that. If you have like, if it's something that's funny and the person's reading it, they're like, oh, like you hear that they can also tell it's funny, and that's like an intimate thing, right?
Right.
It's more of that.
Yeah, I've never done that before with anyone.
Shit, you gotta try it.
Maybe one day. It depends though. Like I said, I don't really like kind of solo read.
Shit,
Speaking
bro,
of
fuck
solo
yeah.
reading, I've been reading I think I told you I bought the Anthropocene review from John Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read a few more chapters of it last night. Not chapters. A few pages of it. Like I've just been reading it here and there, you know what I mean? But so far, pretty good. Pretty great book.
Yeah. Bro, I was saying what you should do is when you get the chance, if you want to do something like that, invite someone to like a beach park or something. Go to like a beach park. You probably know a better one, but like I think like Lava Hoi Hoi, somewhere just quiet, right?
Right.
At that point, you guys just chill out, like do a substance or do anything, right? And then just read.
That sounds like something I would do with like a girlfriend or something.
I mean, the relationship could be that intimate. You could just be fucking people hanging out, and it also doesn't only have to be with like one other person. You can
Right,
get the
right.
boy, like you can get like a gang around for it, but
I don't know. I guess it's been a while since like I said, like COVID, right? Like I don't really
yeah,
do
COVID
that kind of
happened.
stuff anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But we all gotta get back into it. Shit, I didn't do that shit before COVID, so it's like
Damn.
it's trying to figure out. Yeah, no, because I was sheltered. I didn't really go
Right.
out at all, so it's like it's for me for the last like year. It's been figuring out how to actually be a fucking person. I need to start going back out to bars and shit again because I haven't done so in a while.
I don't know. I don't think the bar is the best place to learn how to be a person.
I mean, it's not bar specific, but you know what I mean. Like
Right.
there's easy, right?
Yeah, it's the alcohol that makes it easier.
Nah, it's just like for me, it's just like there's not very many places where you can consistently get a reliable stream of adults. You know what I mean? Like when you're publicly, you go to a mall, there's a good chance you're probably dealing with teenagers. And if you have an adult that's there, they're just gonna go to the fucking mall to like, buy shit. They're not gonna go to hang out really, right? And there's anime conventions and stuff, but like you're waiting like 1 or 2 times a year to fucking go to this one thing to do it. Like, so unless you join an interest group or something, or go dancing or go to a bar, you're not gonna meet a reliable stream of adults.
Is there no like game rooms there or anything?
I mean, yeah, there are internet cafes and game rooms, but like, dude, like anybody that's there could be a bunch of fucking like neckbeards or redditors. Like they don't go out. Because at some point that was an idea I had. I was going there a lot of times to actually like meet people, but it's difficult because everybody is already socially inept and anxious anyway. So it's like it's
Right.
difficult to carry conversation with people like that.
What about like a hobby shop, like where people go and play like not Dead by Daylight, Dungeons and Dragons and stuff? You know what I mean?
Those don't exist here.
Oh, they don't have
That's
that. Okay.
Yeah, it's an American thing.
Sports, play basketball.
I don't like sports. So that's a me issue.
no sports, like not even like beach related things, or is there no beaches there?
I'm in Bogota, so it's like cold, mountainy. It's not like it's
Oh,
like Waimea. It's like a really big Waimea. So it's like
fishing.
fishing. I haven't looked into it honestly. There are some lakes, but it's one of those things where it's like I have to go really out of my way, and I don't have a car. I live in a city. It's like a picture like if I lived in New York,
Right.
or if I lived in like downtown Oahu. It's really big.
What about hunting?
Hunting, there isn't. Actually, are there things here? I haven't looked into hunting. I might look into that. It's one of those things.
And how
where it's,
about hiking?
hiking? That is a thing here, but I don't like hiking, especially by myself in fucking Bogota. Oh my god.
Right.
Like that's like if I had a hiking buddy, which I have had like hiking groups I've been in. That's one thing, but it's like like it's fucking Bogota. Like I don't want to just randomly by myself go up to like fucking Montserrat.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, sure, nothing could probably happen to me, but you don't fucking know.
I
Right.
think.
Oh,
Yeah.
a lot of it comes out of being a me problem.
Did you
a
try
lot of
getting
issues.
like a in-person type job?
Here, absolutely fucking not.
Hmm.
Because the economy fucking sucks. Why would I like? Hey, my Spanish isn't that bad, and two, like I already have like American stuff going on. Why the fuck would I work here for a
Right.
shitty salary?
Right.
Because it's like for like the average salary here is like 12 million pesos a year or something like that, and that's basically like 1,200. Actually, that's not 1,200, but that's like $2,000 or $3,000 a year. Like the economy here is absolutely like and that was one of the big things that provoked me to be like, huh, why don't I go live in Texas or something? Because then like you said, I have the in-person job thing, I have things like that. But the problem is I have to live in the States. I don't like the States.
Right.
Like let me see, 12 million pesos. 12 million pesos is $3,000 a year, and that's the salary of like lawyers here. People who like came out of college, like bachelors and shit here. That's like their salary. So like any like reasonable job I'd be working would probably be like in a store or something, and it would be like 3 million pesos or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like one of those things where it's like, and that's why I mean like going dancing and going to bars and stuff. Even if I don't drink, is still like a decent solution, especially the dancing thing because that's a really good way to meet people. But it's just one of those things where I wish there were more, like a lot of it is me finding things, but I wish there were more easily accessible ways to find adults reliably.
Right. I guess I can agree with that sentiment. Like I interact with a lot of adults, you know, I'm like through my work and whatever, and even through school. But other than work and school, I don't do anything else that lets me meet other people.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't know, it's not really my interest anyway, but so like if I didn't have school or didn't have work, I wouldn't know where to go to meet people.
Yeah. Like where do you go, like a Walmart?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's I'm just like that's just me.
I guess like
things.
because I'm like there's there's things you can go to meet people, but like you said, if you want that sit down, hang out atmosphere, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I've joined Facebook groups and there's hiking groups and stuff like that. I joined those things. I've done those things. At some point though, it's like those are
Right.
things you go to meet people to then proceed to to help you create the things you want, not things you go to get the things you want. If that makes sense. And I guess also that statement also depends on what you want as well. Like if you just want to go fuck people, anywhere you're gonna do that anywhere, right? It doesn't matter.
Right.
But it's like if you want like the intimate, like I want to sit here and do this with you and enjoy your person and company, right? It's way more difficult to do. At least in like a
At least in a basis that isn't entirely one-sided, because you could go and you could treat everybody like that, right? It's not necessarily going to be reciprocated, or it's going to be one-sided, right? It's one of those things where it's like, is that, I guess in terms of anything, I'm more interested in the reciprocation of that as well, rather than just the raw, just like my perspective is I'm treating you this way, right? Or I'm seeing you this way. But yeah. Yeah. And the solution to meet people for me is just I think going dancing more, going to bars, even though I am stopping drinking. Like just finding a way to either, because I don't have that much of peer pressure. It's just I am an impulsive guy, and if I want something, I typically go for it at that point, right?
Right.
So if I'm like, if I'd be like, damn, I want some fucking liquor at one time, I'm gonna be like, okay, I don't care. I'm gonna be just like,
Yeah.
I want to do it. So it's that. But it's one of those like dancing is a good one. And also too, there's like foreigner groups here, like Facebook foreigner groups and stuff you can go to, and they
other
have, like,
what are those called? Not what are
expat groups, I think.
yeah, there's expat, but they're the new term people. Oh, passport bros.
That one is a slur made by people who are just like that one's made that's towards people that like only go to places to fuck cheap women, basically.
Right.
Like those. Which is just a bunch of people being butthurt because, like, you know, that's something we can do as Americans, right? But
Right.
it's like, but like, you know, I don't hang out with those people because people are sleazy and they're annoying. It's one thing if that is why you're here, but I live here, so it's like okay, cool. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, yeah, sure, cheap pussy's great and all, but like that's not the only reason I'm here. You like fuck off. Like,
All right, I think I'm gonna end off stream there, and I am getting tired.
it is like 7 a.m., isn't it?
It's 2 a.m. for me, but I got stuff to do in the morning before class. I mean, school, work, whatever I'm doing. Before I do, I gotta prove to you guys, chat, that I did in fact learn how to solve a Rubik's cube. So check this out. It's all scrambled up. It's all great. Hold on, let me find a better way to put this in frame here. No, I guess here would be better, but then the mic's far away. All right. So, wait, here maybe. I don't know. It's weird. Okay. So basically, let me just solve this real quick because I'm getting tired. Boom. We have to start off by forming a white cross on the bottom. And this is like the beginner tech kind of type beat. You know, if you want to actually compete and do faster times, you would do something. You would probably do more advanced stuff. But this is how, like, if you ever bought a Rubik Cube, this is like how they teach you how to solve type beat. And so we're almost there. So now we form this white cross on the bottom. And that's pretty easy, pretty simple to do. Now what you're going to do is you're going to fill in these white corners, right? And to do that, you're going to look around and be like, oh, this cube right here in the corner, because corner pieces can only go in corner pieces. This corner piece has white, green, and orange. And so that means it's going to be between green and orange and on the bottom. So you're going to turn it to where right in between the green side and the orange side here. And you're going to do this simple thing real quick. until eventually it plops into place like that. See? And you do similar strats for the other places, right? Boom, that's another one in place. This one's green and red. Boom, that's another one in place. And we have one more. Orange and blue. And just like that, if you look, our bottom layer is all filled up and even. Now the next part is you're going to fill out the second layer, which is pretty cool. So this block, right? We'll use this one. This one is blue and red, right? So if you're trying to fill it out in one of these pieces right here, it has to be like blue on this side, red on that side, or that side. So to do that, you're going to turn the top piece until this blue lines up, right? And then you have the red. And you're going to do a simple trick that I'm not going to go into now. That lets you move it from the top down to the side right here. And you're just going to go about and keep doing that over and over again until all the pieces are filled out, which is a little tedious. It's probably the longest part of the cube to do. And you can't really skip it too much unless it's already in place. And then sometimes things get stuck like that. So you have to like, it takes time. It's like one of those be patient with it kind of type beats, you know? So right now I'm working on orange and green, which would be right here. And now I think we only need one more, which is green and red, which coincidentally is right here. So I can do my simple little things here and boom. So now that's done. Now the next step is we have to form this yellow cross on the top. Which thankfully it's already set. So we're good to go there. Usually you'd have to solve it. And it's all lined up too. That's usually doesn't, I don't know why that happened like that. This is luck, I guess. So usually you have to line up these pieces and they all have to match like their corresponding side. So this one has to be orange, this one blue, this one red. And now all you're doing is matching the corners, right? So this one you want it to be, because it's between orange and blue, you want it to be yellow, orange, blue, and same beat with the other ones. And I don't know why, but apparently it happened just naturally for us. We're just poggers like that, I guess. Now you flip it upside down and you have to just flip all of these carefully, you know, until they're all set up. So that one's good. Okay, so now you're on to the next one. This should be our last one. This is the make or break. And just like that, solve the cube. I always fuck up that step. Anyway, boom. That's that. Chat, I'm tired. We're not gonna raid out today. So catch you guys later, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. So, oh, and also go follow Brendan on all of his socials at Brendan Deluxe.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, bro.